Bears Country Podcast.
You down with BCP? You down with BCP? The following content is intended for a mature audience, only viewer discretion. It's strongly advised. Yeah. To the tune of OPP, minority by nature. No time for idle chitter chat and petty iterations. Teaming to me exponentially like I'm Barack's inauguration. Erratic calculations, nah, I runs the infinite. Only way I slow me down is with some calcing by a limit. They might no longer show the work, the answer self-evident. Some truth should be proclaimed in the Declaration of Independence. Things not instantaneous can be approximated by adding up our changes till everything integrated. Word to my partners in calculus. Yo, you down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. You down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. Integral, grind exponential. You down with BCP? That's the way we rotate radiannually. You down with BCP? Down with BCP? You down with BCP? You down with BCP? That's the way we do things limitlessly. Yeah, you down with BCP? Yeah, you know me. You down with BCP? Let's blow. Switch the flow. You down with BCP? Down with BCP? You down with BCP? You down with BCP? That's the way we do things limitlessly. Yeah, you down with BCP?
No comment, bro.
Yeah, you know me. You down with BCP?
Come on, bro. You're just
Yeah.
You're unconsolable when it comes to my dancing. What? No super chats?
Yeah. About that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste.
Well, it certainly has taken you long enough to acquire it. I can't understand. Apparently, it's not an acquired taste because by now you would have acquired it.
Maybe by next millennia.
I might not be alive then.
Foster will be, though.
Yeah. Hey, what's up there, John 33:16? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Minister Charles, what's happening?
You must be talking about me because my birthday is December 25th. No?
What is that?
You're talking about me because my birthday is December 25th.
You know, Jesus really wasn't born on December 25th. In case you really didn't
you got to
know
go pulling that shit out of your ass, huh? Okay.
that.
Fair enough.
Just
Fair
taking
enough.
facts. You know.
What's up, John Ness? Ready, Peach?
Minister Charles
Johnson!
He's a baller, man. I hate him, though. Like, Michigan guy. I can't stand him, man.
Then we got Rick Gonzalez.
Wait, before Rick, we got to get to Mr.
Is he here already?
He's already here. He's here right now.
I missed him.
Mr. Mayhem.
Oh man, what's up, Mr. Mayhem? I didn't see you, brother. My fault,
What's up,
man.
Mr. Mayhem?
How
My
you
man,
doing, bro?
Rick Gonzalez. Fuck Green Bay. Let Caleb be Caleb, my man.
We got Heidi Acapulco.
The lovely Heidi.
There we go. I knew we was going to reference that hair smell.
Just
I knew
smell
he
her
was gonna-
beautiful hair from here.
I
I'll
knew he
never
was going to
forget it.
reference that hair smell.
We BCP, we BCP.
What's up there, Cliff Victoria?
Cliff Victoria, John S. Cliff Victoria, our two members in the chat tonight, man. Thank you for being longtime members. Sorry for the lack of BS content lately. It's just been a little. We'll get back to it. I promise you that much.
What about John S? John S is absolutely a member of this channel.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. I thought that you said Cliff and someone else that I was not.
I said Cliff
privy
Victoria
to.
and John S. Yes.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about members only content, how's that secret project that we talked about? How's that going? No, you don't want to talk about it. Okay, goodbye.
It's not going well. I forgot about it. That's how my brain. I have deleted folders in my brain to make room for new folders at work. So a lot of stuff has not been retained. I promise you that much.
Verse 1.
In verse 1,
Yeah.
fuck Green Bay. Rick says, we made it, boys. We did. We finally made it through the off season, and now we can breathe because it's Bears season again. How amazing is it?
Yeah, we had Benjamin Williams up in here, but I tried to catch up on some news on training camp yesterday. I didn't catch on any today, but I did watch what they were saying as far as reps yesterday. We can get into that a little bit later, but just to let you know, I did not catch anything that's what they said reported about training camp today.
I did watch the last several press conferences. I got stuck in like a 40-minute line at CVS to pick up a prescription today, so that took away at least 3 videos I could have watched, or I should say I could have rewatched to get to recap my brain for the show tonight.
Mhm.
But I do have a little bit of it retained to talk about tonight, so
Cool.
it's a hell of a lot better than all the off-season BS where it's just there's nothing to talk about, right? Like it's just we just gotta
I mean,
make
at this point, any news is good to talk about, bro.
yeah. Like everyone keeps pushing for these trades Vita Via, yada yada, blah blah blah. Like now they don't have the salary cap space, boys and girls. They just don't have it. They're not going to do, and they're not going to give away draft capital in the future that they need to help build this team when they already are that close.
I don't know. I mean, I think they want to maximize the window that Caleb is in, as far as him being on that rookie contract. So this will be the time to go out and try to get some veterans if you think that one piece away. Because once you start paying your quarterback, for the most part, it hinders you from being able to make other moves.
But these dudes that want to be traded it's because they want more money. They're not going to get it from the Bears. We have what, $9 million in cap space? Like we can't.
Yeah, but they can restructure and move around some type of contracts, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm in agreement with you there, but it's not impossible. So if there was a guy that they really wanted, I guess I could see them doing it. But Vita Vea, being 31 years old, I'm not as dominant as he is. Yeah, we still paying Grady Jarrett. So yeah, I think after you get rid of a Grady Jarrett, then you can look into something like that.
Yeah, and can you restructure his contract? I would say
you want to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be paying him years down the road.
Right.
But somehow the Rams keep doing it, right, Peach?
Yeah, but the Rams, they gambling on guys who are like really proven and doesn't have a big steep step off. Like they paid what's his name, the wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers,
Devontae Adams.
Adams,
and the cornerback that they traded for.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I mean, at the time that they got him, it's not like he was on the back end of his career. I mean, he may not be in his prime per se, but he still looked like he got some years left. Whereas Vita Vea, you're in the trenches, 31 years old already. How many more years you really got? You got Myles Garrett just got through getting 20 something sacks last year, broke the record. So yeah, you're getting him at his prime. So yeah, that's what they doing. Whereas the guys they're mentioning for the Bears, seem like they're on their downhill slide.
Well, I just wanted to address Shorty's financial related comments. Are you guys up for a pop quiz?
Sure.
What starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles has a void year, dead cap hit, essentially? Ooh, what are we doing here? There we go. Anyway, what starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles has a cap number of $98 million in 2029, gentlemen? The salary cap is a myth. If you want a player like Vita Vea, and honestly, I'm surprised you're bringing this up for Vita Vea. I totally understand the argument when we were talking about Max Crosby and Micah Parsons and these players who are actually going to be making serious money. Vita Vea is not going to reset the market in any situation. And I mean, again, any competent GM should be able to make the financials work, in my opinion. There's obviously going to be stipulations, right? You're never going to have 2 quarterbacks on your roster making $60 million a year. That's asinine. But as far as assembling a team and adding, a very humble veteran in Vita Vea, who, again, is not going to light the world on fire from a financial standpoint, you can make that trade work if you really want to, man. That's not a problem at all.
But that's what I'm saying. I think you start getting tied up though, because when you start getting so tied up in it that you really can't control, or you like paying Grady, you're paying Sweat, so then you're paying Dale. So at some point, if you're trying to get Vita here, you're going to have to either extend one of those two guys, being Dale or Grady.
No. I think both of those players specifically, they were given admittedly rich contracts. You're right in that sense. They're making too much money. Let's just make no.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That.
But those are the ones.
But they're not making that money for a long time.
But the point I was trying to make though is they're getting paid this year. They're getting paid some nice money this year because they didn't get paid much last year. So if you call yourself getting Vita, you're going to have to extend them or something to where you can lower their number in order to bring Via in and be able to pay him.
Adam Mason would know a lot more about this, and he made a video literally 15 minutes after the Adam Schefter tweet was announced that Vita Vea had requested a trade. And he essentially, for any of us, in my opinion, again, he knows the financials of the Bears.
I think I know the financials, just what I just stated. I'm pretty well.
My point is that, and I could try and look it up, Vita Vea's cap hit this year is effectively zero. Again, there's ways and tools and constructs that general managers can go about doing their business to where they could do something that's never been done before, in my opinion. I mean, the salary cap, for all intents and purposes, is a myth.
Finally, Alex Mynamo is here. Wow,
What's up,
thank you for
Alex?
joining us, Alex. We've been waiting for you the whole time.
Well, Via's due $17 million this year, and Grady and Dale both are making more money than their average supposed to be this year. So something has to give if you want to bring him in.
It appears that in the year, we're in 2026, right?
Yes.
In the year 2000. Remember that on the Conan O'Brien show? That was good stuff. What's up, Tony Moy? Also, what's up, Ice Cold Magician? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah,
In the year 2000.
I can't sort it out with the financials there. Again, I'm seeing a base salary of $17 million, a per game roster bonus of $1 million. His guaranteed salary is $0. The cap number does say $22 million, but again, if you're trading for the player, you can rework the contract from the ground up. So I don't understand it.
I don't either. I don't understand any of the contract stuff.
I do.
To a point, I think that's the point here, though. It's like you make the money's work.
You make the math, right, Peach?
Well, I mean, that's what I was trying to explain to you guys, that the bottom line is Bears only have $8 million in cap space right now. And if Via's owed $17 million this year, you would have to change some contracts around in order to get him to be able to come here. Unless you change. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, because I'm trying to explain it as best I can. So if you change the money, his money, you're gonna change his contract to where it changes. But somebody's contract would have to change in order to get him here. Is the point I'm making. Go ahead, Carl.
I was going to say, with all the respect that I could possibly give, I think there's a reason that we're sitting here and Ryan Poles is sitting in his chair at Lake Forest. Again, I think that from a logical point of view, what you just said is spot on perfect. That makes clear and perfect sense from the logical point of view. There's only 32 general manager jobs. There's only 32 situations in the world where you've got a number that you have to have your team at. And I think there's a lot of tools at the disposal of the McCaskey family, the Chicago Bears, Ryan Poles, all these people who would be invested in this type of situation. They could make it work. I promise it. As illogical as that sounds.
The logic is, like I said, you would have to move money around in order to make it work. That's not a secret. That's facts. You would have to move money around, be it Via's contract or somebody else's contract. You would have to move money around in order to make it work.
And you're spot on, because that's exactly what Howie Roseman has done in Philadelphia. That's how he's able to have his dynamic duo of convicts, not to speak negatively of Jordan Davis for the Philadelphia Eagles, but both of those players under contract. Jalen Carter, literally the most expensive defensive tackle from a financial standpoint in NFL history, and he is on a roster with a quarterback who will have a cap hit of $98 million. I'll put the graphic up again if you want. You can make it work. Moving on.
Let's move on. Let's talk about. So I just most recently had on the DA Dennis Allen press conference and talking about Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon, and basically summarized. He's talking about like he doesn't even know the players that he has in these two guys because they haven't been there. They haven't, availability is what's that phrase? Availability is
your best ability.
Yes.
So I'm sorry not to cut you off. You're talking about Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon?
Yeah.
Just to be clear and to set the foundation here, Dennis Allen became the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears. He joined Ben Johnson's staff per Ben Johnson's request, obviously. And then the Bears gave a contract extension to Kyler Gordon. I think they know exactly what they have with Kyler Gordon. Your comments, and I took notes on this when I was running around grabbing lunch today. Dennis Allen specifically was saying he doesn't know what he has with Jalen Johnson, because that's been a player who's been injured and hasn't been around. And to me, it's a really good talking point. That was a little bit alarming. I wrote down that he was not infatuated with Jalen Johnson, and I put in quotation marks yet because you hope that he is. He's a player who's making a lot of money on this roster, right? And again, he's not a surefire like, man, I love this guy. It's a little bit alarming. I agree with you.
He's got more tape on Jalen Johnson than he does Kyler Gordon, though. So that's why I was
more in the NFL, right?
There's more. No, there's far more tape on Jalen Johnson.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I was just like putting Kyler Gordon in the same aspect of like he hasn't seen enough of either player. So he's like verbally saying that he hasn't seen enough, and availability is the best ability. He hasn't seen enough of Jalen Johnson, which he's seen more of Kyler Gordon, and that's very disheartening because we're talking about two big contracts, two players that could possibly not be here next season, two players that could possibly play half the season or less this year again. That's the concern for me. If I had to go with any concern going into the season, it is our backfield. Did it get better? Considering if we don't get those two guys back, did it get better?
Well, again, I want PJ to share his thoughts, but I just talked to Adam about this. I mean, I know, and I have a feeling everyone in the chat, everyone who's not named Carl on this panel will say, we got an awesome player in Kobe Bryant, and we drafted a phenomenal player in Dylan Muhammad.
Well,
Malik Muhammad, sure, too. You could throw him in, I guess, but very much specifically talking about the safeties. It was a huge, huge issue because you had no safeties under contract. Even your depth needed to be re-signed, and you brought back Elijah Hicks. You added Cam Lewis. The thing here, though, is that both of your starters are gone. And not only losing a starter, a very high draft pick in Jaquan Brisker, second-round pick, you lost an all-pro in Kevin Byard. And he didn't sign this lucrative $30 million a year deal wherever he went. I mean, he followed his original coach from Tennessee. Kudos to him, and he's not making too much money. But the Bears could have brought him back if they wanted to, and they chose not to. So
I thought I saw somewhere that the Bears offered him, but the Bears turned him down.
It depends.
I'm sorry but he turned Bears down. I'm sorry.
If that's the truth, I wouldn't be surprised, but I wasn't aware of a very well-known report regarding that. Again, my point being is that you lost an All-Pro. Yes, you got a Super Bowl champion in return, and you spent a literal first-round pick on a player who is compared to Harrison Smith, who's surefire Hall of Famer. Did he get better in that room? I don't know. In the long term, I think pretty safe to say yes, he got better in the long term because Kevin Byard's not long for this world, but Kevin Byard's an all-pro. I want an all-pro at safety in 2026, and I'm not sure if we've got one.
Quick shout out to Games Guru 50, my man. Deborah Wally, my Auntie Debbie, thank you for joining us tonight. Tony Moy, if we haven't said hi to you. Bearski Film, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're talking about the Bears heading in. It will go. We're now in training camp right now, and just the situation with Kyler Gordon is very maddening to me. The less and less he plays, the more and more I want him off my team. Jalen Johnson, I have more faith in, but for Dennis Allen to specifically say he hasn't seen enough of Jalen Johnson and not even really mention Kyler Gordon, which is why I wanted to lump him into that same conversation, is that why wouldn't you say the same thing about Kyler Gordon? You've seen less of him on your team as a coach. So we better hope that the signings that we got this offseason, we better hope that Malik Muhammad, the draft pick that we picked up, which, by the way, Malik Muhammad was what, a 4th-round draft pick? I'm playing Madden in a franchise, and my coming up this next season, I have to draft. I have to like scout for the draft. Malik Muhammad in Madden going into the 2027 season, which would be this season. He wasn't drafted, according to the game. But he's ranked as the 5th pick in the 1st round. I'm thinking, well, shit, if the game has him that high, if he is half as good as that, I'll be happy with that. So maybe he takes up some of that, some of the game time that we get from the loss of a Kyler Gordon this year, or maybe even a Jalen Johnson. I really don't think Jalen Johnson's going to miss that many games. I think I have more confidence in him coming back to play more of a full season than I do Gordon. At this point, like Gordon, he's doing these Spidey Man flips and all this shit. Like, how about you just knock it off, dude? Just knock off the Spidey Man flips, man. We don't need that. That's an injury waiting to happen. And I've heard people saying, well, maybe he has a magnesium deficiency. Maybe he does. Then, go to a specialist and figure all that out. If you have a deficiency in something that's causing you to have more injuries than most guys, then go figure that out, man. Stop going to France and doing modeling gigs and yada, 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 yada. It seems to me like, and this is what I despise the most, I dislike the most, is when players play their best season in a contract year. They get the big contract, the team believes in them, and then they just are constantly injured and they're not playing, and they miss 14 games out of the season. Oh, they make it back to the playoffs and play like shit in one game, and then like play a little bit better in the next, and we lose it. And now he's on the PUP list again for off-season shit. Like he just stubbed his toe on his dresser. Like, come on, dude. You're working out and you put yourself on the PUP list. That stuff is concerning to me. So I'm hoping that the guys, who's the guy, Cam Lewis, or who we signed, another cornerback we signed?
It was Cam Lewis as a safety / nickelback.
Okay, and the draft pick Malik Muhammad, and hopefully Terrell, what's his name?
Smith.
Terrell Smith comes back this season healthy.
He's not a nickel, though.
He's not a nickel, but he could play Jalen Johnson's position if he's out. So hopefully he comes back healthy after that knee injury. What's up, Romy? I totally forgot to take my gummies. I apologize. I could take them right now, but the show will be over by the time they kick in.
Edibles take a little bit for them to kick in for me, though.
Especially because I just ate. Yeah, and I just ate too, so it wouldn't be worth it. You wouldn't get the value out of it from me.
I don't know. What does old PJ have to say about the situation with Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, or whatever the heck else you want to talk about?
I don't have a strong feeling about it because it's hard to predict injuries. I mean, granted, Kyler Gordon played 14 games his rookie year, I believe. 13 games the next year, 15 games the year after that. And then last year he only played 3 games.
Then
So
he gets paid and he stops playing. And now he's on the pup list from workouts in the off season. And
If you
he
want, I can give you a
So that's
detailed
what I felt about
breakdown
it,
on
though.
the Kyler Gordon injuries. If you want the exact numbers, again, I'm trying to use ChatGPT a little bit more. I don't know if you guys have noticed the descriptions of the YouTube videos. I feel like no one reads them, so I've just been kind of pumping out some slop as a social experiment to see what happens. Quick breakdown according to Chat. Kyler Gordon missed 3 games in 2022 due to a concussion. He missed 4 games in 2023 due to a fractured hand that required surgery. In 2024, he only missed 2 games with a hamstring strain. But last year, obviously, 14 games missed in 2025, with a myriad of injuries, including a hamstring, a calf, and a groin. And to my understanding, I believe he has a calf injury currently, and he has been actively working towards recovering from that. And Ryan Poles said that he spent the entire time at Halas Hall during the 6-week break period to try and get physically right. So again, it does seem that the injuries with Kyler Gordon are these soft tissue injuries that continue to pile up on his lower body. I don't know if it's cause for concern just yet. If it continues into the season, though, it clearly is.
Yeah. And Greg Gabriel has talked about the pup list and how it doesn't matter and yada, yada, yada. And Montez Sweat got put on the, what is that, SFI list or whatever?
NFI, non-football illness, injury.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you're about to say this, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but essentially Greg is correct in saying that everyone
Right.
is always going to be on some sort of list, no matter what it is.
Not everyone. Caleb hasn't been on one yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, you could go ahead and do that a second time, please. And I tried to convey this with Adam. It's like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Me either. I just knocked on wood. I'm done talking about it. But some players just never are on. They never are on one of those lists ever. They might miss one game like Walter Payton wasn't even the flu. He played during the flu game and had 275 yards rushing. So some of the best players play through that stuff and have the best games of their career. They play through heartache, they play through pain, they play through injuries. Ends up being one of the best games they ever had in their entire career. Go ask Brett Favre. Go ask Walter Payton. Go ask X. Name insert superstar Hall of Fame player that has done that. When you get paid and all of a sudden you're like never available, it is like the most aggravating thing to me as a fan, because it means to me that you, like Ben Johnson says, we want players that if they didn't have anything but football in their life, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Kyler Gordon is not that guy. He has far more going on in his life, and football is his job. We want football players who love football. All they can think about is football. They couldn't live without it. Those are the players we want. I do not. Let's make a poll. Do you think Kyler Gordon is if he could live without football? Yes or no?
Is that the poll we want to run here?
However you want to word it. Like, is Kyler Gordon a football guy? Like, when you think of the TV show on ESPN, A Football Life, is Kyler Gordon gonna ever have one of those? No.
A football life? That's like
right.
That's like celebrating the icons of the game, not just because they liked playing
because their life was all about football. Kyler Gordon to me is his life is not about football. His football is an afterthought.
Right, football's an afterthought for Kyler Gordon after hearing that the general manager told us that Kyler Gordon spent 6 weeks of his time, the only 6 weeks that he has between veteran minicamp and training camp, right, What did Caleb Williams say that he was going to do for those 6 weeks? He said, "I'm going to get away from the coaches. I'm going to live my life because after this, there is no life." So Kyler Gordon, who spent 6 weeks of that time rehabbing at Halas Hall, he's not a football guy. He doesn't care about his craft. That's what you're saying? I'm trying not to cause conflict here, but at the same time, when you compare a Kyler Gordon, who is literally good enough to earn a contract extension from the Bears, right? Better than Jaquan Brisker, who walked over to Pittsburgh for like $2 million a year. A lot damn better than Jervon Dexter is at his job, right? We think Kyler Gordon just isn't a football guy because he happens to have an unlucky string of injuries. I think that this is the tipping point. I give you that. 2026, are there more soft tissue injuries in the lower body? If there are, he might be damaged goods. It might be time to move on. And I've got the contract on the screen. I'll even balloon it so that you don't have to look at my sorry ass. You've got a player in 2026. His guaranteed salary is $10 million. The cap number is $12 million. And it will slowly increase to $13 million. I'll go back and I'll look it over the cap and see what that $13 million a year is compared to across other players. But the Saints just gave a very bad player in Chris Olave $32 million a year. And I know it's a different market for wide receiver versus cornerback, but come on, man. Kyler Gordon's deserving of his money. He's a fantastic player. If he's not going to stay on the roster because of the injuries moving forward, it is what it is. But don't just say the guy's not a football guy because you're mad that he's injured.
Why do I keep getting fucking slack from everyone? I got slack from the Greg Gabriel chat from Levante, who's deservedly so giving me the same slack back. And I told that chat that I said, I give up. You've convinced me. I'm not going to talk shit about Kyler Gordon anymore. But I just, the more and more I think about it, I can't. It just bothers me, guys. Like, you pay a guy that much money, he better get his ass on the field. What is a calf injury? Like, come on. What is a calf injury? He didn't blow his Achilles. What's a calf injury?
Let's let the guy who actually coaches football players tell us how much a calf means to your lower body, especially a player who is expected to have this quick, agile change of direction to stay sticky in coverage in the slot.
That's what I'm asking. What is a calf injury? What is it? A bruise on his calf, on his muscle? It's not a blown Achilles. So what is it? It's not a bone injury. He doesn't have a broken calf bone. What is a fucking calf injury that puts you on the PUP list after you've been traveling the world and going to Paris and doing modeling shit and working out here and there? Like, what is a calf injury? It's so pussy when it comes to football, to me. Sorry.
Sounds like a soft tissue injury to me.
Well, it was brought up on the Greg Gabriel show that maybe he has a magnesium deficiency. Well, then go get that figured out, dude.
So if it's a soft tissue injury, it's like muscle injury. So you can't really predict those. Yeah, you can try to get treatment for them, but you don't know how the body's going to necessarily respond. So
was that like a personal trainer, like a personal masseuse that massages your muscles every day? You know,
different people.
That's what I'm saying.
Different people respond differently.
I don't know either.
Let me give you the information that ChatGPT is providing to me. So again, I just asked the prompt very simply. Just describe.
Wait, hold on. Cliff says it's like a cow injury, but younger.
Gotta love Cliff. Let me describe a grade 3 calf strain, which would be considered a complete tear, according to ChatGPT. And again, ChatGPT will be the first to tell you that it can make mistakes, so I don't know. But again, let's say that the muscle or tendon in the calf completely tears. The symptoms of that would include immediate severe pain, the inability to push off the foot, significant swelling and bruising, and a noticeable defect in muscle in some cases. Hold on. You're telling me that you're against the Rams, and Sean McVay identifies this injured Kyler Gordon, and let's just put Puka Nacua in the slot. And Puka Nacua, he's got this route where he comes to the right like a curl, and then he spins it out, and now he's running to the sideline. You're saying Kyler Gordon, who can't push off his foot because of his calf potentially torn, That he's a pussy for that? Come on, man.
That was last year. This is this year. The calf injury is still so bad. Okay, so
maybe the guys like you got in his head, and he's like, "Fuck, man, I can't. I'm not earning my money. I need to train harder. I need to do this." And he tore it again. I don't know.
Ask your ChatGPT doctor if that could be due to a magnesium deficiency.
I don't care about the magnesium deficiency. I'm not a doctor. I'm just answering the low-level questions that you're asking, right?
Neither is ChatGPT.
Just because it's a calf injury doesn't mean that he's a pussy.
While you're asking that ChatGPT, just ask, could this be because of a magnesium deficiency? Just ask the question.
No.
You already started the conversation about ChatGPT.
Again, the point here is that I don't know why we're piling on Kyler Gordon. The player is so talented that the incumbent, that's not the correct term, the new defensive coordinator that came in, Dennis Allen, without ever coaching him for an NFL football game, he said, yeah, I'll sign off, and I want this guy extended on my football team.
Okay,
Kyler Gordon's fantastic. He's a great player.
I'm going to let PJ go and say his last thoughts on this, and I will say my last thoughts on it, and then we will move on.
No, you go ahead, man. I'm done.
All right. Well, again, for the 10th time, when you sign someone to a big contract after a great fucking contract year and they don't play again, or they play 3 games out of the season for the next year, and then they were healthy at the end of the year in the last 2 playoff games, and then they show up on the PUP list. Was it the same injury as last year? Was it a calf injury? I believe it was a groin injury last year. Or was that Jalen Johnson I'm thinking of?
The groin injury actually, it might be both. It was Jalen Johnson who had a groin injury, but I could have thought that Kyler Gordon also had the groin injury that prevented him from being in the season. And then he got healthy enough from that to play in the playoffs. He literally started against the Rams, didn't he?
Listen, it just drives me nuts when you see we talk about it. This year is a contract year for Dexter. So if Dexter balls out this year and has 15 sacks, which by the way, his number is already better than Jalen Carter's numbers going into this next season. He has better numbers than Jalen Carter. If he balls out and has,
you're still sticking to that?
If he balls out and has 15 sacks this year, are you going to go give him a $150 million contract?
If Jervon Dexter was to make the All-Pro team, the first team, All-Pro team, I would start to consider giving Jervon Dexter a middle-of-the-road veteran contract. He has been so piss-poor up to this point in his career. Aside from an All-Pro season, I would essentially consider him lost cause.
I would too. And then if you sign him to a $170 million 4-year contract that ups Jalen Carter's because he had better numbers in the first, throughout his career compared to him, and now he balls out this season in the contract year, and you give him a $170 million 4-year contract, like that's kind of the equivalent of what happens if you do that and now he plays two games next year or 3 games next year, and then he goes on the PUP list the next year. Are we going to be like having the same conversation where like I'm wrong about this? It's just like the thing that drives me nuts as a fan of the game is when you have players that have their best season in a contract year, get the contract, and then they never live up to it. And they're in their fucking prime when they should be. They should be balling out right now at 25 years old. Not like, oh, I'm constantly hurt. I can't play. I can't even walk, so I can't even practice.
It's almost like that logic would suggest that you don't want the Bears to re-sign Caleb Williams because no matter how good he would have been during his rookie contract, there is a chance
that that gets you pulled. That's a different conversation, Carl. That's a different conversation. We're talking about the quarterback. We're talking about a guy who's durable, a guy that gets all the. Has he even had a single roughing the passer or personal foul on him yet? We already saw 3 in 1 fucking. I just spent last weekend watching both The last Packers game of the season and then the playoff game. I watched both of those games. I kept rewinding. One of those games, I forget which one it was. 3 personal fouls on Jordan Love. 3 roughing the passer, or 1 roughing the passer, 2 personal fouls. 2 of them were on Austin Booker. One of them was the one that knocked him out with the concussion that he leaned into his head and took it on the head. That was his own damn fault. This is a different conversation.
It's not, because Kyler Gordon, and maybe I should go drive to his house and ask him, he didn't choose to get hurt. Caleb Williams would never choose to get hurt. I even think, this is the best thing I've ever said about the human, Jervon Dexter wouldn't choose to get hurt. It happens. These things happen. It's unlucky. So if you want to mitigate your risk, you have to give him a shorter-term contract. And again, I've got the contract in front of you. This Kyler Gordon contract is not hamstringing your roster the same way that like a Grady Jarrett and a Deo Dengbo is, right? He's on the hook through 2028. The guaranteed salary in 2028 is $0. So if you don't like what you have in this year, cut him after 2027 or after this year. You got a dead cap of $10 million in 2027. You move on. It is what it is. Oh, you don't want to deal with that? Trade him for a 7th. Figure it out. Cliff Victoria said it earlier. I don't know if I'll be able to find the comment fast enough. He said the second that the Bears would let Kyler Gordon go, he would be immediately picked up, and that's just a fact. Kyler Gordon's a fantastic player.
That's why I say, here's my idea. Sit Kyler Gordon for as long as it takes to get him healthy. And when he is 100% pussy ass ready to come back healthy, week 8, week 9, or whatever it is, and you're still within the trade deadline, trade that motherfucker for a 5th round pick for all I give a shit. Get him off my team, get his salary off my team, and we'll use that draft pick that we got from Philadelphia that can somehow afford to pay their quarterback, running back, fucking defensive ends, linebackers, and all that shit, or the Rams. Send them off to the Rams, and then we'll take their 3rd round pick or 5th round pick, and we'll draft someone that is better than him, that actually wants to be on the field, that actually could live without football if it wasn't in their, could not live without football if it wasn't in their life. Kyler Gordon to me is a guy like Ben Johnson describes, is a player that could live without football if it wasn't in his life anymore. And we're trying to build a culture here. We're trying to build a dynasty, fellas. When it comes down to a guy that got paid and then all of a sudden is not available, I'm sorry. We can move on from the conversation. We're getting very heated about this.
I understand the argument, and I don't want to bring it back up. It's just the point that gets to me is you calling him a pussy. I feel like
you're PJ. PJ should be saying that to me right now, not you, Lenart.
I view Kyler Gordon to a very high standard. I think that when Kyler Gordon is at his best, he is the best star in the NFL, the slot cornerback. I think he's literally the best player at his job in the entire NFL. And I think he's a team or a player that you can build your defense around effectively, right? Hey, we're going to live in nickel, and we can even stop the run because Kyler Gordon's that good. Oh, no. we can't run against him? Okay, he's going to end up having to be coverage. And he's just as good at that, too. He's a fantastic football player.
Which game?
No. PJ says no.
He's a fantastic football player, but you can't build your defense around him because he's not reliable.
Thank you, Peach. And what was the game? Was it the Packers game or the Rams game that I think it was the Packers game. It was like fucking 12 passes in a row went to his side because they knew that he was coming back from an injury and he wasn't 100%. I think it was the Packers game. And somehow we still won that game. No, because it was the Rams game. He didn't play most of the first half, and that's why we were behind. And then they brought him in the second half, and he played more in the second. So Dennis Allen was conserving his energy to make sure his pussy ass wasn't going to get injured in the first half, so he was available in the second half.
You know, this conversation is really aging me rapidly.
To consider him a pussy because he's injured, I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, again, injuries happen. I mean, injuries happen. It does.
What the hell happened to you, Carl? You just like you turned like 750 in a second. What's going on? Is it the conversation?
He said it was aging him, man.
Oh
Must
my
have really
God!
hurt
But I
Carl.
did want to
It
bring
does
up
hurt.
another point. If you guys
It's
don't,
like Foster.
what's up, Foster? But I did want to bring up another point. If you guys done with the Skyler thing,
Yes. Before we officially introduce Foster, that's please do
Foster, you got something regarding this one? No.
Go. No.
No. All right. The Jalen Carter thing. The Jalen Carter thing for me, when I look at numbers, Jalen Carter and Javon Dexter both came in the league the same year. So in 2023, Jalen Carter had 6 sacks, 33 tackles. Javon Dexter in that same year had 2.5 sacks, 20 total tackles. So Jalen Carter had a much better year. Agreed? Agreed.
Yes.
The next year, 2024, Jalen Carter had 4.5 sacks and a total of 25 tackles. Javon Dexter had 5 sacks, 51 tackles. So he had more sacks and more tackles.
Yeah.
Last year, Jalen Carter had 3 sacks, 33 tackles. Javon Dexter had 6 sacks, 43 tackles. So out of two of the 3 years that they've been in the league together, Javon Dexter has put up better numbers than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter has now earned $38 million a year on his contract. So to say that Javon Dexter is horrible is a stretch, in my opinion.
I'm speaking directly to Shorty because I know Shorty doesn't watch anyone but the Bears. PJ, you think that those two players that you just discussed are comparable? They have comparable performance?
Well, you're looking at the numbers, yeah.
I understand that Jalen Carter has much better talent around him, but I think it's a very much an apples to oranges conversation.
How so?
Jalen Carter is an impact player that probably is having players scheme, offensive coordinators scheme against him, right? We have to double team this guy, and I don't have those numbers readily available. Javon Dexter's a jag. He's just there. He snapped the ball, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, I guess I'll go now. It's the same problem.
Why do you think he then has better numbers than Jalen?
Better numbers? Because he's probably having favorable matchups. He gets more one-on-ones. They have to scheme for Montez Sweat or Austin Booker at this point.
So to have double the number of tackles in 1 year.
Where did you get these numbers from, man?
I'm looking at the numbers. They said stats per year here.
I'm going to try and go to NFL.com just to see what their website says, because those numbers seem asinine, like
2024.
Crazy
2024, they say that Jalen Carter had 4.5 sacks, 25 total tackles. Jalen Carter has 5 sacks, 51 total tackles. That's double the number of tackles.
So the numbers are incomplete. I want to know how many, like the pass pressure, tackles for a loss. How many minutes did they each play for the season?
I think NFL does maintenance on their website at 8 p.m. Central on a Thursday.
I'm sorry. Can we please address the elephant in the room?
Foster got a Brazilian on his face, and then
what the hell? Yeah,
grow in.
Yeah, you got a Brazilian wax on your face 2 days ago, and now it's like grown back. Like, what is going on? You're on your whole entire skull, bro. Like, what's going on over there?
No, I shaved everything Saturday because heat.
Oh, I thought it was because you lost your contact. Your phone. You lost your phone in a bottle of gasoline, so you lost all your contacts to your Wisconsin beer brought woman. So you just decided to get rid of all of it.
You missed it. I went to Southern Illinois instead. Went down by Peach for a few days, man, or near him.
You're actually looking pretty handsome tonight, my man.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
It's already going there, Pete. I just
I think I got to leave.
I just woke up, guys, so I took a little snooze. I've been a long hour in it here. 5:30 comes pretty early. I forgot how that works.
Well, like I
Pete
said,
knows.
you got that alarm in your coffin with the LED lights in it. Just bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
And now you be BCP. Like, oh, it's time for the show. I gotta get up. Looking quite dapper tonight, Foster.
Well, you're gonna clear it all off for the start of the season?
I think it's gotta be done, right? I think it's my beard was like, wow, your beard was much better than mine, but I had to put beard wax and shit in my beard, and my beard was just all the way down here. I kind of miss. I'll be honest with you, it was kind of like an old friend I missed when I got rid of it. So yeah, I think that's the plan this year again, right? I'm not going to shave my head though, like you're doing. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Oh, it's been a little hot here. Well, you know what that's about.
Oh, I know all about that. Although I do have this. Hold on a second.
We're either getting heat or creamed by storms, right, Peach?
Dude, I had so many problems at work this week, which is based out of West Chicago, from that storm, man. Like power surges that fucked up servers, and just it caused. I worked until 10 o'clock last night trying to resolve some of this stuff. Crazy what's going on with those storms in your area. I'll be right back.
I apologize, guys, because I didn't mean to interrupt. Wish I had
you're fine, man.
On time. You got
I was just trying to
allergy shit going on really bad, and my eyes won't stop.
I was just trying to explain to Carl basically that although I believe Jalen Carter may be a better player than Javon overall, that the numbers, Javon has put up better numbers. So therefore, that tells me that he's not a horrible player. I mean, average, maybe a little bit above average, but horrible, not at all. That's the only point I was making.
I cannot wait to wear this.
I got him as second in the rotation, Pete. I just don't know who needs to be first. And, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully he'll take that step that we all thought he was going to take last year, but you can't guarantee that. It's a matter of seeing it.
Cliff's asking, did you shave your balls too?
Sure. I mean, we're going to have to go through what we're going to have to go through to get to the point, Pete, where we say yes or no. We're going to know this year. I mean, I don't know. Cliff,
yes or no?
shit.
Yes or no? Did you shave your balls too?
I didn't get that far south, man. There was enough to deal with here in one day.
So the bottom half looks like 80s porn. Is that what you're saying?
70s.
70s
Probably
porn.
like 50s.
I can't wait to figure out how to wear this thing in several weeks. It's gonna have to hold my headset on because I can't wear my headset over this. This thing is just brilliant. Fuck Green Bay, guys. Fuck Green Bay. All right, I'll be back. I got to take this off.
Don't threaten us. Good. I'll take it off. Wait.
Man.
So what up, Paige? What are we talking? Are we talking training camp? What was the conversation? Was it you guys just finishing up the Dexter? Because I didn't even get to listen, man. I jumped up, saw the time, and was like, oh crap. Had to go through the crap with the computer. So and then I literally just like awake and I'm seeing you guys now. So I missed everything.
We started off talking about Kyler Gordon and his injury status. And then I wanted to talk about Javon because at some point Carl made mention about Javon, so I just wanted to address that. It wasn't really a true topic. I just wanted to address the stats and seeing as though that Jalen is making so much money now that I think Javon is not horrible.
I mean, while we're talking about it, I took screenshots from NFL's website. Again, I guess your point is, as all things that PJ says, valid. It's just, I don't know. I feel like these metrics don't do it justice. I don't know if NFL's website will tell me how many times Jalen Carter's facing a double team, things like this, right?
Yeah.
But the numbers speak for themselves, right? Clearly he had more sacks, but Gervon Dexter had a lot more game time in 2025 versus Jalen Carter, right? Similar number of snaps, actually, so maybe I'm wrong. But again, to get 3 sacks in 11 games versus 6 sacks in 17 games, it seems very comparable.
This came up 6 months ago at the end of last season. I remember this being discussed. I don't know if it was on this show or somewhere else, but this metric was discussed. And I don't remember what the conclusion was. So what's the conclusion between both you guys?
Let me tell you.
Give a minute on your side, Carl, and then PJ you too.
Yeah, let me tell you what I think, and then PJ can tell us what we know, right? I'm seeing a player in Gervon Dexter who I actually thought was playing a lot more. The exact PT per the NFL's website is defensive play time percentage. So you're talking about a defensive tackle who's playing 85%, 84% of his team's snaps. And yes, he has a lot more talent around him. But it's like Gervon Dexter playing less should be expected to do more in the sense that he's fresher. He's in a rotation. Whereas Jalen Carter, it's almost like he's so good, he expects to play. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, I would imagine that offensive coordinators are game planning against Jalen Carter because of his impact. And he's being double-teamed at a rate that very roughly would say twice as much as anything that Gervon Dexter has to deal with. Again, PJ, go ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how I see it.
That's speculative, in my opinion, that you're saying that he's getting more double teams. We don't know that for sure. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, again, if you look at, if you're looking at 17 games, half of 17 games is what, 8.5? 8.5 got to get you, and let's say he only played half that, he only got 3 sacks. Right? So Jalen Carter plays 11 games, he gets 3 sacks. So even in comparable numbers there, you're going to see that Javon was getting more sacks than what Jalen was getting, even compared to the games. So, and then the next, in 2024, Javon plays 15 games, gets 20, he gets 5 sacks, and Jalen plays a game more and get a half a sack less. The point, again, the point I'm making, Foster, is Javon may not be as good as Jalen. However, he does put up comparable, if not better, numbers than Jalen. So to me, he's not a scrub. He doesn't suck. To me, he's average at best and above average at most.
Let me give you the most objective take I have, and then I'll shut up. The Eagles won a Super Bowl with a defensive tackle interior consisting of Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and a little old player named Milton Williams. Milton Williams was the third defensive tackle in that scenario, and he came out in a rotation as the change of pace defensive tackle, if that is even a term. And Milton Williams shined because he was fresh. I don't know the snap numbers, but I would imagine he was playing less snaps than Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I would love for the Bears to have Gervon Dexter be that player, that third defensive tackle on your roster who is supplanting your starters and giving you his best effort. But as a full-time starter, the ship has sailed. Gervon Dexter leaves so much to be desired.
And can I piggyback on that by saying,
yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
if he did that this season, it's not worth paying him because he may have had some fairly decent seasons, comparably better than Jalen Carter, who got paid big money with more double teams, yada yada yada. But if he has 10 sacks this season and 25 quarterback pressures and yada yada yada. I still don't believe it's worth paying him what would essentially be more than Jalen Carter, even if he had the same season he had last year. He would probably be making more than Jalen Carter next season. And I don't want that on my team because I don't want to give that money to a player who I think had a flash in the pan season. That's just, quite frankly, even if it's not a flash in the pan season, is not worth $40 fucking million a year. That's what you used to pay your quarterback 5 years ago. So no, Dexter is gone after this season. And I certainly hope he is, no matter how well he plays.
Last year of his contract, correct?
Right. He's in a contract season. By the way, Heidi says hello to you, Foster, with her beautiful smelling hair.
Said, hi, Heidi.
Yeah. It smelled like roses, didn't it, Foster? Chris Watts tried to lay in the same bed with her just to smell her hair. Or Chris Watts, I mean.
Don't go making stuff up.
Yes, Scrolls agrees.
I'm the only one there sober, Pete, and he's telling stories.
But then when you let to what Scrolls is saying, he agrees with me, and he says I know football, and I don't know shit. I'm just a fan. But like, then you get a comp pick for him. Oh wait a second. Never mind. We don't get comp picks. I forgot all about that. We don't get comp picks. Never mind.
No one's making the argument that he should get paid as much as Jalen Carter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's not a scrub.
Yeah.
No,
he's not.
I'm saying he's not a scrub, and I'm saying he's above average. That's what I'm saying.
And as much as I disagree, PJ, it's irrelevant because my question to you is: Gervon Dexter in any capacity worth retaining as your starting 3 technique? Is he worth retaining at any price point? You could say whatever you want for that argument.
That's kind of what I'm saying. He's not a scrub. He is above average. But if he has 12 sacks this year and 20 quarterback pressures and 3 forced fumbles and 8 fumble recoveries, are you going to just go giving him twice as much as Jalen Carter because the numbers say so? Now you're paying him $50 million a year for what? Like,
what does PJ have to say?
I'm sorry, what was your question again, bro?
Is it worth keeping Gervon Dexter as the starting 3 technique of the Chicago Bears in 2027 or beyond?
Even if he has like a major super duper breakout season. I'm talking 12 sacks, 20 quarterback pressures, 5 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries. Is it worth it? Like, based on his, because he'll be making $45 million a year compared to Jalen's contract for doing less, because we're talking about numbers on paper. That's the problem. Numbers on paper. It's not what you're watching as a fan week in and week out. It's numbers on paper. So if the numbers are twice as much as Jalen Carter's in the same season that he just had that big deal, is it worth spending 20% more on him to keep him?
No. What? Sure, Carl, give PJ the full question again so he can answer his part of it.
I just did.
I'm with you, Shorty. I don't think so. I'm not the money.
Gervon Dexter has already proven to you, PJ, that he has better numbers on paper than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter just got a $152 million 4-year contract, something like that. If Jalen Carter has even the same season that he had this year, which would say that he would make more than Jalen Carter next year because the next contract has to be the biggest fucking contract, which is so annoying. But if he goes and balls out and has 12 sacks and 20 quarterback pressures and 5 forced fumbles and 6 fumble recoveries, is that one season that he was just slightly above Jalen Carter, who's not making a $152 million 4-year contract, is it worth paying him more than that? Or does it go back to the Kyler Gordon discussion where you go, well, I just think that the guy is just not going to play after that. He's going to Oh, I'm injured. Oh, yeah, I have a calf injury in the off season, and I can't start training camp. I'm on the PUP list because I have a calf injury. Even though I played most of my games my entire career up to this point, I balled out last year. Those are the types of players I'm leery of. PJ's taking fucking aspirin right now, going, I can't deal with this.
Giving him a headache. Quite.
The question's on you, Paige. Did you get the question?
You're asking would I pay Jalen Carter?
Let me sort this out. Very, very straightforward. I had asked PJ.
I'm going to make this very straightforward. If Gervon Dexter has the same year this year as Jalen Carter has had, if Jalen Carter has the same season he did last year, and Gervon Dexter has the same season that he had last year, and they're both 1-to-1, but Jalen Carter got paid $152 million for 4 years, $38 million a year. Do you pay Dexter what will equate to more than that? Right. Because now he has to be paid more because he's the next contract coming up. Let PJ answer the question.
That wasn't the question that I wanted to ask, and the reason being is that we had came to the conclusion that the stats between Jalen Carter and Gervon Dexter are, from a logical perspective, they are comparable. Whatever we're missing in between the lines there with the double teams, whatever, right? My question to PJ exactly was this. Is it worth retaining Gervon Dexter as the starting 3 technique of the Chicago Bears in 2027 and beyond? I don't care the price point. I don't necessarily care about anything else aside from PJ's coaching point of view. Is Gervon Dexter good enough to be the starter moving forward?
My long answer, if I can get a chance to be able to say my own long answer.
Please!
My long answer is the Bears do not play Gervon Dexter strictly as a 3 technique. They play him as a 3 technique as well as a 1 technique and a 2-high technique. So because he bounces like that, his numbers or him taking on double teams happen sometimes it doesn't. So therefore, he's not strictly just a 3 technique. As far as is he worth getting paid, I think he's worth getting paid. How much? Yeah, we can argue that. I know his agent will argue that, hey, my guy is putting up better numbers than Jalen is. So my guy needs to get some money. That's going to be his agent's point. And that's a very valid point that, hey, my guy's putting up more numbers than this guy who's getting $38 million a year. So you can disagree with he's not that good, but the numbers state that he's putting up better numbers. So if he's putting up better numbers, his agent's going to make that argument. Yep. To the eye test, do I think he's good? Of course, I don't think he's as good as Jalen at times, but then again, sometimes I do. It just depends on what you're catching. But because Jalen plays pretty much strictly a 3 technique, and he doesn't always get double teamed because there's more Jordan Davis taking on double teams than what Jalen Carter is. So with that being said, yes, I think he deserves to get paid as a 3 technique. I think he needs to play more strictly as a 3 technique. And do I think he needs to get paid as much as Jalen Carter? No, I do not.
No, I call that a comp pick. Oh, wait a second. We don't get comp picks. Never mind. Let's pay the kid then.
On an average annual per year basis, according to Over the Cap, and this is outdated information, unfortunately, because it doesn't seem they've reflected Jalen Carter's number, and I don't know what that is. All I know is that Jalen Carter was tagged by Adam Schefter as being the richest defensive tackle in NFL history. But the guys
$38 million a year for 4 years.
There you go. So that supplants Jeffrey Simmons, who's making 35, Chris Jones, who's making 31, Dexter Lawrence, who the Bengals just traded for, is making 28, so on and so forth. Again, I see all of these names, and Gervon Dexter couldn't hold their jockstrap. I mean, these are players who are so superior to Gervon Dexter from my point of view. My very unprofessional point of view, PJ. That's my opinion. I think that aside from some miraculous stroke of luck, and he's the 32nd paid starting defensive tackle, and he's on this extremely, incredibly fair deal, I do not see any avenue for Gervon Dexter to return next year.
I 100% agree. Take the comp pick. Oh, wait a second. We don't get comp picks and move on. You sign a player for less money than his value. You get the comp pick. Oh, wait a second. We don't get comp picks. Never mind.
And on next week's episode of BCP, we'll be interviewing Muggs
Is this on a
Halas
loop?
I am so
to figure out why we don't
fucking
get comp
pissed.
picks.
I am so pissed about the three comp picks we didn't get.
Can I talk to Shorty directly real quick? Do you
Can
remember
put
how
that
you
screen back
said?
up there while you do that, though? You can put that screen up. Thank you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, isn't it beautiful how in the off season we had nothing to talk about, and now that things are going on, we're still talking about what happened last year or what didn't happen last year in the off season. It's a little bit funny to me, but anyway, I agree with your sentiment. It's garbage that we don't have the picks. I agree with that, but I think it's time to move on.
The fucking the Kansas City Chiefs got two comp picks, two third round comp picks for the loss of Ryan Poles coming to our team. It's the exact same damn thing that happened, only to us it was a greater fashion because Ian Cunningham was our assistant general manager. Ryan Poles was not an assistant general manager of the Chiefs, and they got two third-round comp picks.
It's
and
fine,
they stole it from us.
It's
fine. A conspiracy.
It's fine because Ian Cunningham is going to help trade Bijan Robinson to the Chicago Bears. It's fine, Shorty. It's fine.
I'm so angry about that still. I'm sorry. I'm going through my like when you have like the loss of
right over the head. No one caught that.
No, I got it. But it's like the loss of my dog, right? There's different stages of grief. There's like one of them is anger. So I'm in the anger stage right now. And I am so pissed off right now that we did not get I will preach this until I'm dead. Why the hell didn't we get those two third-round comp picks for Ian Cunningham? It's just so
for the same reason that Muggs Halas was filled with sawdust.
Yes, exactly. It's a fucking conspiracy.
Why didn't we try the field goals in the Rams game? Blah, blah. Done.
Cliff says, talk about training camp and how guys are doing. Okay, let's talk about training camp. Let's change the subject then. We wanted to just gonna ask
are you done, PJ? Can I remove this?
Yes, thank you.
Training camp report, Carol.
We talked about having a structured.
Don't put me on the spot for this.
No, we had a serious discussion this week about having this.
There was no serious
show.
Discussion. I was in ball-to-ball traffic, scrambling to get to my ball crusher job at the Ball Crusher Factory on Route 59, and I was like, "Fuck! Wouldn't it be so cool if this podcast had a tiny ounce of structure?" Everyone said, "Yeah, sounds great." And then I get home 12 hours later after working for essentially that much, driving in my wall-to-wall ball crusher traffic. No, I'm done. So there's no structure.
I'm not
doing
no
structure.
That shit.
I'm sorry, Chris Watts. I'm sorry.
That's why there's never been any structure to this show. Nobody has time for it. We just show up and hang out and talk
I'm not gonna lie.
Bears.
I wish there was.
Me too. I do.
Do you?
We'd be done in 40 minutes. We'd be done in 45 minutes. The show would be over.
It's not
damn it. If there was structure, it would be over in 45 minutes.
Not the show.
But Foster, you just show up with a almost a clean vagina face, just out of nowhere, and you're throwing us all, everyone in chat, myself.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure PJ and Carl are thinking the same thing. Like, what are we looking at here? This guy looks like 150 years younger.
What I'm struggling with is like the I just woke up stuff. Like, what's going on, Foster?
Right. That's right.
Why'd you just wake up? Why are you sleeping through the day?
Starting real early, and it's like a little fucking old, dude. I'm tired.
He's 765 years old. Carl, leave him alone.
Not sleeping at 2 months.
How can we fix this? Wow. Are you saying that we need to have a BCP weekly show at noon at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally
No,
dropped. I mean,
Monday,
what about?
right?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me. What about a show on BCP that starts about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and instead of us blokes, it's real blokes from across the
On
pond.
Tuesdays?
Yeah, I think it's on Tuesdays. Yeah.
From
How
across the
about
pond?
this?
What would we call it though? What would we call it?
Yeah.
Let's call it the British
What
Bears
if,
Show.
what if they do
That's
a
a
show
good ass
this week,
idea.
this Tuesday called the British Bears? 9 p.m. Out there in England. What is that? 3 o'clock here in Chicago, and
Yep.
4 on the East Coast. Isn't that going to be like this Tuesday?
This Tuesday,
Yeah.
August 4th, the British Bears return this coming Tuesday, August 4th at 3 p.m. Central Time. Like, subscribe, and set your notifications. And don't forget to leave a comment because the British Bears are back. Chris Watts, Jason UK Bears, they're coming back this Tuesday. Can't wait. That means I have to do a freaking thumbnail on Monday night. Oh, my God. I'll make it happen, though. But I'm very excited to
Guess
see
we
them
can't
come
do
back.
that show, Pete.
Isn't that template on the non-Adobe platform? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
I'd be happy to try and handle that.
Well, I can give it to you for sure.
And I have a WhatsApp, so
What?
if you guys want
No
them to
super
get in
chats?
contact with me, by all means.
What, no super chats? I love
That's
the
a good point, Foster. Why haven't you gifted us any gifted
Tony
memberships?
Moy.
I love some of these comments. The scrolls.
Oh, yeah,
Foster could fool some drunken milfs by telling him he's Bruce Willis.
And it wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be that hard. Just to be clear.
Hey, Peach. No offense, but I've literally been at my own crime scene twice. Completely different in front of the officers that were looking at you. I
Jeez.
swear to you, it's happened a few times. So
Your own
they
crime
always
scene.
return to the scene of the crime.
Facts.
Wait. I'm not even going to read this one. I feel like this is like too vulgar to even read. Foster with no mustache. How do you trap the
You trap
pussy juice?
So he reads it. Not even going to read this one, but I just read it.
I couldn't help myself. It was too good. Oh man.
Hey, you got that, Peach, bud. Yeah.
Xavion been doing his thing so
Romy,
far from
I've had
Levante.
brain issues for a long time, so I'm way ahead of them.
By the way, did you guys know that Levante Jones, his cousin, is Roma Dunze?
Roger.
Levante Rogers.
Levante Rogers. Sorry, yeah. I keep wanting to say Levante Adams because I can't see his fucking name anymore on the screen. So it's Levante Jones.
I read stuff he writes in the chat, man.
Yeah, his cousin is Roma Dunze, bro, and they're related to royalty, which is even cooler.
Yeah.
Stu Dog, thank you for joining us. R. Lee, thank you for joining us tonight, man. I heard a couple of reporters saying everything looks a lot more organized at training camp this year with drills and team practices. Yes, excellent.
If I could expound on that, I'm not sure if he's talking about non-football related things, but where did that go? Where did that comment go? Right here. A lot more organized. I don't know if he's talking about the actual operations on the football field, but all I'm hearing is that Caleb Williams fully grasps the offense and the pre-snap procedural stuff that Ben Johnson expects from him, and they can just go out and play football. So if that's what you're referring to, I think that's exactly correct.
And that's exactly what it should be. Chad Spieger, one of our chat members, one of our longtime friends with the $2 super chat saying, love you guys, BCP for life. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you very much, Chad. Greatly appreciated.
Chad,
no super
make
chats?
those visits with Dad less time than you were talking about. This goes too fast, my friend. I need more of that.
Wise words from an old man.
Arlie says, thank you guys for this podcast. Like,
TJ didn't say anything.
Arlie, thank you for thanking us for this podcast, man. You are the reason why we do this. So thank you for joining us tonight, man. We're here to have fun.
Well, if no one else has anything to say, I mean,
we got AC Adam. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Welcome in. The only thing that I know definitively that I feel exceptionally confident in right now as far as training camp, again, we've only had 1 day, 2 day. Khalif Raymond is currently your wide receiver 3. I had phrased it essentially that Khalif Raymond is picking up where Olamide Zaccheaus left off. He's the veteran presence that actually has some familiarity with Ben Johnson this time. I can't remember if Zaccheaus had any sort of familiarity with Ben Johnson in some sort of Miami crossover or anything like that, right? He's going to be the wide receiver 3, the veteran, and it's going to be up to Jody Walker and Xavier Thomas to earn the trust of the coaching staff and to essentially supplant him the same way that Luther Burden did last year, right? Luther Burden wasn't the wide receiver 3 to start things off. He slowly gained the trust of his coaching staff, and I think it was the Redskins game where he just essentially took over for Zaccheaus as the third wide receiver and never let it go. Obviously, with the trading of DJ Moore, Luther Burden is on to bigger and better things, but it's this vicious cycle now where you have a veteran who needs to be replaced, and it'll be up to the young guys to earn that job. But how do you guys feel about Khalif Raymond, at the very least, being your wide receiver 3 to start the year?
I'm going to go last. Go ahead, Peach or Foster.
I feel okay
I'll
with
go quick, Peach.
I feel okay with it.
Yeah, we kind of discussed this and stated that if you go back to maybe February or whenever after we picked him up, we were talking about that. I don't know when it was, February, March. I think we said specifically he was going to replace Zaccheaus because you no longer got DJ Moore in the mix, so we had that all slotted. And then my question about that was, well, where does Walker fit in? Because I like him. Time will tell. I think we're all comfortable with him being there.
Don't you think that, Jade Walker's skill set really is a good kind of replacement for, and I hate to phrase it that way, I think that Rome Odunze and Jade Walker have a very comparable skill set.
Similar.
Decent enough route runners, but they can high point the football, and when the ball's in their vicinity, they essentially should be expected to come down with it. That really stands out to me is the way that the ball goes to Jody Walker's hands, and once it touches his hands, that's it. The ball stops moving, it's in his possession, and he has acquired a catch. Simply put.
But Jade is quicker and faster than Rome.
I disagree with that.
I don't.
What are you saying? They're going to trade Rome?
No. Well, Rome, they you saw the press conference this year.
Rome's Caleb's guy right now.
You saw, but guys, you saw the press conference. I'm sure you saw it when they asked him like a month ago, "Are you back to yourself?" And he said, he paused for like 10 seconds, and he goes, "Oh," they said, "Are you back to back to your normal self?" And he paused, and he said, "This is the new norm. Like this is."
Just,
so he's admitting that the injury has caused him he even talked about the surgery.
I have to squash this because he clarified today. Let's give the audience the latest and greatest. We'll let Rome Odunze talk for himself. What a concept.
We talked about, does that mean you have a lower ceiling now? Can you not be the player you thought you could be? Can you clarify exactly what you meant by that and where you think you can go?
Yeah, I just set up a fastball for y'all now, and that one kind of just with the win. That's really, I really didn't articulate it well, honestly. That's not really what I meant. I just kind of meant that I had an injury. That's it. That's football. Like, my foot feels great. My foot feels amazing. I do the training staff through. Training staff here, the training staff that I work with in the off season, all the work that I put in to get it right. Honestly, it's not even really something I think about anymore, which I think is the best thing you can have, after an injury. So, yeah, I know that kind of, I know new normal is like, that has a bunch of like connotations of like chronic and like severe like things. Like it's never.
I can't increase the volume.
It's not like that at all. Like I'm completely fine. I went through my process of recovery and rehab, and it's been great. Obviously I do my due diligence, all those things, because being out sucks. That really is like the number one thing as a football player, any athlete, y'all know. You don't want to be out, practice, games, whatever it is. So went through my process, getting that right, man. I feel amazing.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's very easy to latch on to something, and again, a player who, in my opinion, is still young, doesn't have this elite PR training, I think he's spot on. I think he misspoke. Again, when you say new normal, I get the negative connotation, but the player's fine. He's healthy. I think he was slowly working back from the injury as he came back last year. I would expect to kind of take where we left off in the start of the season, where Roma Dunze was getting all the volume in the world. He was getting like 50% more targets than any other player next to him. It includes over DJ Moore. So Roma Dunze, as Foster alluded to, that's Caleb's guy. And sometimes that's all you need is that special connection. And you don't have to be the biggest, the fastest, the strongest. I'm pretty sure Jerry Rice would tell you that. You can still be a great player in this league, man.
Where did you get that recording from, John? This is asking.
So, I got it off Twitter from a lovely human being named Sean Hammond. That's not my recording or anything like that, and I apologize that it was so quiet. But again, just kind of skimming through Twitter here as Shorty was kind of regurgitating what he had latched onto literally 6 weeks ago.
I think when a person talks about the new normal, you have to understand that a new normal doesn't mean better or worse per se. It's just you have to adjust, and that's what he found himself having to do, is to adjust. When things in your life change, be it injury or whatever, he just had to find a way of adjusting, and that's what he's working out still now.
Fair enough.
Well, PJ, expound. I mean, are you comfortable with Roma Dunze being the wide receiver one this year and moving forward? Almost the same question I had for Trevon Dexter.
Do I think he's a wide receiver one, or do I feel comfortable with him being wide receiver one? I think,
however you want to phrase it.
Okay, I personally think the number one person who would get targets will be Loveland, not any receiver to be Loveland, the tight end. He'd be.
Are you a Michigan fan, PJ? I'm just
not at all.
Go ahead.
Okay, maybe a little bit. All right, but no.
We're back, Minister. We're back.
But so he'll be Loveland to get the most targets. I think Rome becomes second because given his speed as well as his height and his 50-50 catch rate, jump ball, 50-50 balls. I think he's getting those. So I think as far as receivers goes, he'd probably be the number one target there. But overall, I think it'd be Loveland.
Okay, and I fully agree with that. But this just popped into my head. When you draft a wide receiver 9th overall, you probably want him to be at least comparable to Jamar Chase, right? You want him to be this iconic, leads the league in all these statistics, and is going to get paid handsomely because of it. But what if Roma Dunze isn't that guy, but we extend him because he's comfortable taking less money? Right?
I think honestly, in a normal offense, yes, but because Ben Johnson wasn't here when they drafted Rome, in my opinion, they probably wouldn't have drafted Rome at that position. So I think he favors a tight end more so than he does wide receivers. So therefore, it changes.
So when you extend a wide receiver, and I should look these numbers up right now. I mean, again, I know Chris Olave right now, he's the wide receiver one in New Orleans, and he's getting like $32 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
JSN makes $42 million. Are you comfortable with giving Rome that $32 million a year?
At some point, somebody's going to burst a bubble because these salaries are getting outrageous. And again,
insane.
You're going to have to pay Wright. You're going to have to pay Caleb. You're going to have to. I mean, all these guys coming up, you ain't going to have enough money. I mean, that's just the long and the short of it. You're not. So something got to give.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I feel comfortable making that comment. Foster, what do you have to say? Nothing.
I'm just gonna add. That's why you've got to hit on your draft picks and the players that you pull in, man. I'll go back to the Dexter thing real quick, dude. I didn't get to say it because you guys just kept going on. I never answered any of that, but I was like, I'm not even going to worry about it. That's going to work itself out this year because by week 6 or 8, you're going to probably see a bunch of Vandenberg in there. I just think that guy's an animal. It's a matter of getting him set with this defense and knowing exactly what he's
Right.
supposed to do. I think that's just going to take the time to have.
If Jordan Vandenberg gives you 75% of what Jordan Dexter gives you
What
in his
was that,
rookie year,
Shorty?
Nothing. I got nothing but love for you. I agree with you. Mwah, mwah, Foster. I totally agree with you. Yes. Vandenberg just has that look. Vandenberg
I'm with you. You know what? Dexter. I don't know what the stats are, but if I have to have somebody, he's middle of the pack, man, 15, 16, and I'm just guessing. But it's also like you said too, though. You're not there every down, every play. He's not playing the same position, so they'll figure out what they're doing.
Vandenberg.
Sorry,
I was typing this, but since I have the mic, who said it? Van Duberg reminds me of. He says, "I'll take some Vandenberg." R. Lee says that. I'll take some Van Duberg, like Van Duberg.
VDB
just reminds me of one of those old school Bears greats. I don't want to come out and say it would be a disservice to say he reminds me of Mongo, but he reminds me of a player that could become someone like Mongo, like one of those guys that you got late that just excels, becomes the heart and soul of your team. You watch his workouts at his combine, just getting through his bags, just quick. His fat ass has his shirt off the whole time. His boobs are bouncing around. He doesn't give a shit. He is out there to show you what he's got, and he has got pure talent. Quick within his very, very quick within and out of his breaks, his shuttle time, and all that stuff. He is a gem to me in this draft, and I'm really looking forward to him. I just hope he doesn't become like a Shamar Turner where he ends up on the injured reserve list. We don't talk about him again until this time next year, and we're like, who the fuck is who?
So Shorty is clearly against injury, and I'm sure Shorty thinks that players choose to get injured. But how do we feel about legalizing peptides?
Get the fuck out of here! That's not what I'm saying.
How do we feel about legalizing peptides for the NFL, Shorty? Do we want to make it happen?
What are peptides? I mean, what?
We've talked about peptides on this podcast before. Foster.
Quite.
Shorty.
Quite. All I have to say is quite. I don't know what the hell to say to that. Yeah, we do this show every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time at exhaustion. If you expect me to remember every single thing we talk about in between my job and my dog's dying, listen, I don't know what the fuck a peptide is. You want to re-educate my dumb brain on this, please, Lenart?
It's some sort of string of either amino acids, or the way that I describe it in very poor terms.
Well, maybe Kyler Gordon should take peptides.
I don't know if they're legal. I mean, peptides are like a string or a stack of vitamins that, they're designed to where when they work together, they fix your issue. You can lose weights extremely fast. You can gain muscle extremely fast. Whatever you essentially need in the stack that you choose. I believe, who's the guy? He's in office. I don't remember his name at this point. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy. He brought these to light. So anyway, it was meant to be a joke. It was meant to be a joke. I apologize.
Then Kyler Gordon should be on peptides.
I'm making that an audio clip.
They bring energy in there. They're built. It's like a building block, or amino acids that are like a building block for the body to stronger, better.
I mean, I like what Cliff said. They're like lesser steroids.
A lesser steroid. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
That's about the best way to say it, man.
Yes.
Here,
so then,
what? Hold on a second.
Fucking give Kyler Gordon a lifetime prescription to those motherfuckers then. With his stealing money.
Why don't we just start our own NFL, our own football league, except everyone is required to take steroids. Not even peptides, just required to take steroids.
PJ, you guys, here's what peptides are. Short chains of amino acids that act as building blocks of proteins in the chemical messengers in the body. They regulate essential functions like hormonal activity, immune defense, and tissue repair.
Huh. Yep. Well, there you go.
It goes into a lot more, man. It's formed by linking two 50-plus amino acids together. And the proteins are much longer and more complex chains.
Foster shall forever be known as the chemical messenger.
Grady Jarrett, Kyler Gordon, they should take peptides then.
What's up, Armando?
Armando Lera Jr.
Hi, Armando.
Scrolls.
Tell Patty I said hello as well.
I don't want any more hair scrolls. I want it to stop growing. I'll need a haircut about a fucking month after they bury me.
Above or below the belt? Whoa.
Well, only on my face.
Whoa.
And you got that.
What do you say was on your face, Foster?
You got that. Foster, man, you just like
starting
tonight.
Hair.
Tonight, Foster, you just came on the show like, I'm literally a dick hair away from having a bald vagina face. But I'm going to save that for the start of the season when we start playing game one. And we're gonna just shave down to our vagina faces again. I hate seeing myself with
this 3 weeks ago, man.
I hate seeing myself with a completely shaved face. I'm gonna do it again for the season. We're gonna do our playoff beards.
It's a very interesting take that
Scrolls has.
J-Rock has.
This Dennis Allen defense leads to injuries. Detroit ran a version of it and had injuries. New Orleans had injuries, and the Bears had injuries last year. This ain't Lovey's cover, too. Ooh, wow. Whoa. Excuse us, J-Rock.
That's interesting. I like to know what causes it. I mean, I'm not doubting what you're saying. I'm just curious what causes it.
Well, I was talking about this last season. The Bears had very hard practices, and doesn't that lead to more injuries? Like the more hard practices you have, like
2 seasons. 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Soft tissue injury.
Yeah.
Can I share the notes that I took from me listening to Dennis Allen in my car while I waited for Chipotle to be ready?
Wait, before you say that, Scroll says, I hate bald vaginas. And then he goes on to say that me and PJ like those 70s bushes. I'm not sure if that's correct
I'll
for
take
PJ.
It either way, Scrolls.
So let me say this. I listened to Dennis Allen talk about Kobe Bryant today, and the exact quote from Dennis Allen was saying that he loves his play style.
Me
and
too.
What is that play style, PJ?
He goes
what type of defense leads to these soft tissue injuries, this, that, the other?
I'll let you go, Peach.
Fast, violent, smart, instinctive. So again, a lot of running hard, and he had this kind of attitude where making that good old Chris Conte tackle where you wrap up around the legs and barely getting to fall forward. He doesn't want that BS. He wants to hit you, and he wants you to go. He wants his players to drive you backwards. So that's the type of defense he's trying to lead. Don't know if that sounds similar to what you'd like to do, PJ, or if that would lead to injuries. But
Pete, wouldn't you think the field you're playing on and your conditioning could also tie into that? Because we talked about this probably 2 or 3 years. with all the soft tissue injuries that the Bears have had prior to this coaching staff being here. If you remember, we did.
I don't know. I mean,
anybody remember ever talking about it? Because we have.
Go ahead, Peach.
Oh, I think it matters where you what type of surface you're practicing on, for one. I think Bears do a lot of their practice, if I'm not mistaken, indoors. In that facility they have, what the Payton Center is it called? And I don't know if that's turf or grass. Turf is a tough tough surface to practice on daily. That's tough.
I believe I heard that Ryan Poles was commending either the McCaskey family or whoever is responsible for Lake Forest. They said that like 2 of their practice fields were resodded, so I'm imagining they're playing on real grass.
Well, that's good. But as far as play style, I mean, I can't speak to the different play styles because, again, I mean, it's tough. I mean, Lovey had his guys playing fast. That's hard. Playing fast is hard. I mean, you got to be in shape. So, I stand by what I said before about Dennis Allen's defense. He's never had a Pro Bowl defensive tackle. He has had some defensive ends that are Pro Bowlers. He had some safeties, corners, or something like that being Pro Bowlers. But even I think some linebackers. So
yeah, but Pro Bowl means nothing now. It means all pro is all. Pro Bowl is just like you're playing some silly games. You're not playing like all pro is what means the most, right? Am I wrong?
Subjective.
Well, all pro is like you're recognized for your top talent at your position in the league. Pro Bowl means you get to go to Florida to play some flag football shit and throw some balls into a hoop. It's not what it used to be. You're not playing in a game anymore. So all pro really, even before all that, when we were playing games back in Hawaii, all pro still was like the accolade that you were looking for above Pro Bowler. So Pro Bowler has become less and less of an accolade over the years because it just means less and less. You're just like, well, suit up in my underwear and play some catch.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Pro Bowls are voted on by the players, and all pros is by the reporters and perhaps coaches. So, I don't give a lot of credence to one over the other because, again, you're getting it from different sources.
The Pro Bowl has devolved, in my opinion, to a popularity contest.
Correct.
The fans have a strong input into who makes the Pro Bowl.
Agreed.
It is not the only. It is not even the majority. But the All-Pro is definitely a list that is voted on via potentially players, definitely coaches, and there is some sort of panel that the NFL has entrusted with that Ring of Honor, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think that the Pro Bowl is worth absolutely anything. I mean, technically speaking, Mitchell Trubisky is a Pro Bowl quarterback, so take that for how you will.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bears had 2 Pro Bowlers and 2 all pros last year. The 2 Pro Bowlers was Dahlman and Tooney, and the 2 all pros were Tooney and
Darnell Wright being the second team all pro.
Right.
Either yourself and or chat helped educate me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I mean, again, I don't have strong feelings. I mean, which one do I think is worth more? I guess worth more. You would go with, I guess, all pro because that's given by professionals, whereas the Pro Bowler are voted on by fans. But I can't snub my nose at a guy who's a Pro Bowler because he's earned something. I mean, it may not be what people may want, but he did earn something.
Name me your biggest trash Bears defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
I can't remember, and I don't mind embarrassing myself, but I'm not sure if Mel Tucker is a pedophile. I mean, Mel Tucker sucks. He somehow found a way to get paid by Littleboro State University. But Mel Tucker sucks.
How's he a pedophile?
I thought he had some sort of underage scandal or something or other.
It was an extramarital affair. That was...
Maybe he's on the Epstein list. I don't know.
He was still Tucker. He was still trash. Anyways, wasn't he the defensive coordinator that took over
with
after
respect, PJ, with respect.
Wasn't he who took over after Chico was fired by Lovie Smith after taking us to the Super Bowl? Who was the defensive coordinator that was hired after Chico was fired after the Super Bowl in 26?
Wasn't that Babbage?
Oh, that's even better. Greg Babbage. I'm talking to our chat. That's why. Greg Babbage was... Somebody, it was Scrolls, said that Dennis Allen is trash. Like, Dennis Allen compared to Mel Tucker and Greg Babbage? Are you fucking kidding me? Scrolls, bro, I love you, bro, but he's not trash. Like, he is a good defensive coordinator with bad talent last year. They're building that again. Another round of draft picks is going to show what Dennis Allen can get out of his team. He is not trash. He is one of the top 5 best defensive coordinators in the league right now.
I think that Mel Tucker got a raw deal because if I'm not mistaken, he was asked to come in after Rod Marinelli left to run Rod Marinelli's defense, which is always a bad idea. Asking somebody else to run somebody else's scheme, you got to run your own scheme that you're familiar with. So he got a raw deal in that aspect. As far as Babbage, if I remember correctly, I thought he was a linebacker coach, got promoted to defensive coordinator, I believe. And then, if I'm not mistaken, shortly thereafter, Rod Marinelli took over for him. So it was all around that same time frame. So I was trying to remember the exact sequence there.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say, I mean, who the hell cares who the defensive coordinator was for the Chicago Bears when Lovie Smith was the head coach? It's Lovie's defense. He was effectively the coach. So,
yeah,
whatever name, whatever, who's the guy that was exchanging play calling duties with Matt Nagy? It was never a situation like that with Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith just called his defense. So, who were the damn defensive coordinators afterwards, though? Obviously, Mel Tucker. You had Vic Fangio, who's incredible.
Rod Marinelli under Lovie called the defense. Lovie didn't call it.
That's a very valid point. I remember Urlacher and Briggs and Charles Tillman talk about Rod Marinelli as if he was a saint. I mean, they really liked him. So, our chemical messenger is back, everyone.
Yeah, so I mean, who was the worst defensive coordinator? Man. Who was Mark Trestman's defense coordinator?
I was literally about to say that, PJ. It might have been Mel Tucker. I don't know.
Nah.
I'll look it up.
It was worse than that. It was like someone that was just so unnameable. God. It sounds like you're talking to that AI.
Yep. 100%.
Mel Tucker, huh?
All right, everyone, all right, everyone. Are we sitting down? George Blash, Ron Rivera.
George Blanche.
There's no N. Blache.
Oh, George Blash. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
He actually had a pretty good defense under him.
Yeah, head coach Dick Duran.
Ron
Rivera from 04 to 09. Rod Marinelli from 10 to 14. Vic Fangio under John Fox and Matt Nagy. Chuck Pagano under Matt Nagy. Sean Desai under Matt Nagy. Shout out Sean Desai. Alan Williams under Matt Eberflus, and that's bad information from chat right there. That's terrible. That's terrible. Actually, it says from 22 to 23. Was Alan Williams really an actual coordinator?
He never coordinated in one game, I believe. I thought he got fired.
I thought that he had the pedophile scandal going on before he even got a chance to call a play.
He's the one who got caught doing something on the computer or something.
Yeah, again, whatever that was.
Right.
And then you had Eric Washington as the predecessor to Dennis Allen. So, ChatGPT doesn't even reference Mel Tucker. So it sounds to me like it was a Rod Marinelli firing, and then
No, he didn't get fired.
Well, how was Mel Tucker? I don't understand.
What happened was the head coach got fired. Whoever the head coach was, I can't remember, but I think it was Lovey. But head coach got fired, and they wanted to run the same system. That's why they hired Mel Tucker to run Marinelli's system, because Marinelli was asked to stay. He declined and ended up going down to Dallas, I believe. So he declined. So they wanted a coach that can run his system, and that's what they had Mel Tucker do, was run his system.
It says that Mel Tucker was the defensive coordinator under Mark Trestman.
There you go.
Replacing Rod Marinelli on January 18th, 2013.
There you go.
I mean, Mel Tucker is just that's the word. That's the dark ages.
No, what's that guy, Desai? Yeah, I thought, no, he wasn't it.
Not at all.
I think he got put in that position too early. So I would say for the 2000s, he would probably be my worst.
Just like Thomas Brown, right? Head coach Thomas Brown.
Yeah, I thought, he got put in that position too soon. Really both those two guys was put in positions too soon. And therefore, really, in my opinion, I don't think they got a good. They wasn't ready. I'll put it that way. They wasn't ready, and therefore, they didn't perform
well. The Bears have done that a lot since the 70s. Put guys in the wrong position too soon.
Yeah.
Or that should have never been there. One of the two.
Well, that's why I say. I mean, I really feel strongly about. Ben Johnson. I thought that was a good hire. I mean, he's proven himself to be a good coach, and I think he's setting a very good culture for his team, and I think that's very important. So I like what he's doing. I really do. I think he's doing well there. Dennis Allen, I think he's okay. I mean, I thought he would have done better, but it's only 1 year, so I'm still holding off true judgment. But I think Bears are on the right track.
I agree.
I think Allen would have done better had Deo and Jarrett panned out better for last year. We really saw nothing of Deo, and again, we all know that was reaching. The money he got was reaching. We know that. They paid him for what they thought he's going to be, and so far we've seen none of that.
True.
And Jarrett was banged up most of the year. He played solid the last 4, 5, 6 games.
Yeah, he played a lot better
than he did the entire rest of the season. So
100%. I agree.
We'll see, man. They're always looking to improve. They're always looking to improve. We know that. I really like the depth the depth and the potential depth that we have sitting there, man. At a lot of positions too, especially offensive line. I think there's some talent to be had sitting on the practice squad and our second stringers and stuff.
That's what I wanted to ask you guys. What do you guys think about the report that I heard that Karan Amargaji is getting second team reps at left tackle, and Jared Willis is getting third team reps, and Theo Benedict is getting second team reps at right tackle? What do you guys think about that?
I heard they were gonna give him reps with. Everybody's gonna get reps with the first three teams. So, and I think we saw some of this last year. Think about it. We saw this last year where we had even the year before. Wasn't the talk at one time? Why is Tevin Jenkins working with the second team and somebody's worked with the first team? I can't remember the names, but I remember that particular conversation 2 years back. So I don't know. I think that's good. I mean, you want to go. I want to get a look at everybody with the first team, man. I really do. It gives me a better idea of what I've got, what I'm working with. Movement around is just that. Why not? You're going to get familiar with the teammate. You might even have to be playing with somebody that you're playing with on that second string or third string, whatever the case may be, before you know it. So I think there's more to it than just, oh, they've stuck him with the second team. Why? But I don't know. I could be wrong. But what do you got short on that? Think anything? Or T?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I haven't paid any damn attention to anything you just said because my wife is hurting right now over our dog and she needs me. So I'm going to sign off right now. I'm going to let you guys finish the show without me. I apologize. It's that time right now for me to leave and go spend that time with my wife because
what you got to do.
She's having a little moment and she needs me. And I'm going to sign off and say I love you guys, everyone in chat. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us tonight. Like, every one of you, PJ and Foster and Carl will get to you at the end, but you know who you are. A special thank you to all of our members. I just gotta sign off right now and go spend some time with my wife because she's hurting right now and she needs a hug and a cuddle. And I love you guys. I'll see you guys next Thursday, man. It's going to be a great week of training camp talk as we get into it next week. So thank you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate every one of you on the panel are here to be able to do this without me. So to our chat, love you guys. To my panel, love you guys, man. You guys are amazing. Love you guys with all my heart. I'll talk to you maybe before next week on the phone. If not, I'll see you here next week on BCP. And by the way, let's not forget, Tuesday, the British Bears are coming back at 3 p.m. Central Time. So look out for that, too. So, yeah. All right. Peace out. Love you guys.
All right, bro.
I'm freezing up.
Carl, hop in here and answer the question there, bro.
What was the question though? That's the thing. That's the key.
Well, what did I ask us, Foster?
Something about the left tackle position, I believe.
Oh yeah, what do you think of?
Oh no, we were talking about what?
I'm pretty sure that it was a question about the left tackle, and
correct.
I hate to poo-poo, but I'm pretty sure you're just wrong. I mean, Adam Johns is reporting that he saw Cedric Wills on the field. And again, it says with the final snap with the starters. So maybe what you're seeing is Braxton is the starter and Karan is with the second team. But Karan is getting those second team snaps because Cedric Wills is in contention for the starting job.
This is from today, right?
Yeah. From 10/27,
yesterday,
July 30th.
Okay. Yesterday, Braxton got all the first team reps. Karan got all the second team reps. Wills got all the third team reps.
Okay. If that's the truth, then it is what it is. Whatever the situation is, I mean, it would be mind-boggling for the Bears to think that Karan Amagaji could be your starting left tackle. That player, talk about the injuries, I mean, I think it's just too far gone. I really like what the Bears have set themselves up with in the sense that Braxton Jones appears to be the healthiest that he's ever been. He seems to obviously be the starter right now, going into last year, he literally won the job, whether it was de facto or not. He ended up starting football games for you, but he wasn't healthy, and obviously Ozzie Trapillo eventually took over. But Ozzie Trapillo is not going to save anyone this year. I don't think that Ozzie Trapillo will be taking a snap for the Chicago Bears in 2026 because of his heroics in getting off the field in that game, whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. But that injury is severe. I think that Braxton Jones will see this through and he will end up being the starter. I think that the only option aside from that is Jedrick Wills. I'd be curious to see, I guess, if Jedrick Wills just can't win the job, is he better than Karan? Would you do that? What's the dead money look like? I've just mentally conceded to the idea of Karan Amagaji, and I'm fully moved on. I don't care what he does. He'd have to literally move a mountain physically for me to pay attention to what he has to say or what he has to do. So maybe I'm wrong. Again, the player was drafted for a reason. He has all the tools in the world. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm past it.
I think for me, I'm not quick to want to throw in the towel, obviously. I think Karan, if he shows well, he could possibly see himself starting, given the fact that he anchors better than Braxton. He's younger than Braxton, so you still can mold him. I remember Richard, is that his name? The offensive line coach, making a comment that Karan is super talented. So I'm curious to see what he can do with him. I'm totally trusting the minds of Ben Johnson as well as Richard. I think the best guy will play, and I'm confident that they will be given a fair shot, and the best guy will play, and we'll see how that shakes out. Because Karan's a smart guy, obviously coming from Yale. So I'm curious to see how it works out.
Wouldn't it be nice to have another day 2 draft picks starting for your football team? It's almost as if those picks are designed to draft a starting caliber player. Wouldn't that be nice, Foster? Oh, Foster's frozen.
Go ahead, Foster.
No, he's not.
No, I'm having problems again with this stupid thing.
Foster.
How do I sound? I just reset everything when I did that.
You sound good, man.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there, I think, and this is just going on last year. No, maybe I'm thinking prior, because I don't. These reps are this is just the beginning of their preseason. So I don't, right now, I wouldn't put anything into it other than it looks like practice first. Wells might be playing for the position like you're saying. Peach, I was told I was talented too. And look, and here I sit right here with you guys.
The star of the show, brother. The star of the show.
It's a matter of just, is he capable? And this is usually the problem now. If there was a past injury, that's another setback. But we all know, because you can have all the talent in the world. It's just a matter of, is everything capable to go from here to here all the time on a consistent basis? Because the more consistent, the better the player, obviously. I mean, the good thing is that there's, it's, I think Cliff said this, man. You got to let Ozzie heal up. There's no sense throwing him in to the fire when he's not ready. I want to make that mistake. Second off, we know exactly what Braxton is. We know what we're going to get. Hopefully there can be a little improvement against that bull rush than we've seen in the past. And I would be satisfied with that. Is Caleb going to be satisfied? That it's going to be good enough for the Bears to be able to run this offense? That's my concern. Because I really like what they're putting together, man. I still say Luther Burden by the end of the season, it's going to be him and Loveland getting all the balls by the end of the year.
Pause.
I think that we have identified we identified the left tackle position as potentially a position of need, and if you had a bingo card, I don't know if anyone had the bingo card on Jedrick Wills being the player that they bring in to see what they could do. I mean, it was either going to be Braxton or a draft pick, and the Bears did not make a draft pick for a player who is a very obvious left tackle candidate, right? So I heard Dan Ruchar talk to either Teron Armstead via Teron Armstead's podcast or vice versa. I don't know if Dan Ruchar has his own podcast. He said that at the time, before free agency, before the draft, that the player that we had in-house, that essentially wasn't good enough, I feel like is the layman's terms and the crude way to boil it down. So if it is Braxton Jones, it's a bit disheartening from my point of view, but at the same time, maybe he's recovered so much miraculously to where he can go back to that starting caliber player that he was in the Justin Fields era. Obviously, he started the season last year as a left tackle. I understand that, but he was never destined to be the starting left tackle.
Right.
It was always Ozzy's job. So now we're in a situation where I think you, well, actually, you know what? Maybe those Ruchar comments were because they hadn't re-signed Braxton Jones. I think that's exactly what it was. So maybe the return of Braxton Jones is the answer. I don't know. It's really a player, though. I still feel like we're in this infinite loop of repeating ourselves from last year, right? We talked about last year how the Steelers let a left tackle go, and he signed a lucrative contract with the Titans, and now the Steelers presumably got a comp pick for it. It would just be so nice. It would be such good business if you've drafted a left tackle in Ozzy Trapillo, you know he's your long-term starter, but you need a stopgap in the short term, and the draft pick you already wasted. He's already fulfilled his duty as a draft pick, but Braxton Jones, do the damn job one more time. Go play your ass off, be a starter, start a game or 3 for us in the playoffs, and go get a job somewhere else next year, buddy. Go sign your $30 million, your $25 million a year contract, and we'll just take a lowly 3rd-round comp pick to supplant the 5th-round pick that we spent on you. That would be a perfect story.
I don't know. I think though that given the fact that, like Foster said, I mean, Braxton, is he going to be able to anchor this year? Who knows? I don't think so because he hasn't proven it so far. I mean, in his 4 years being here previously, he didn't necessarily show it because that's a matter of strength, and he, for whatever reason, and then he just had a leg injury. So how are you getting stronger with a leg injury? I mean, because that's where you need to be able to anchor at is through your legs. And then, I mean, the fact that you have Ron, who again drafted in the 3rd round. He obviously has some talent. Rozier spoke highly of him, and he's playing with the 2nd team right now. I think with Wills, yeah, he has a learning curve, so that's maybe why he's on the 3rd team right now. Maybe that's the reason. But whatever the reason is, Karan has to take advantage of this opportunity being on the 2nd team and look to try to improve, to try to get on the 1st team. He has to show that guy, and then with a chance to be able to play next to Tooney, I think that would help him tremendously because Tooney, I think, would be a great asset as far as teaching him the ropes of the game and catching him up to speed.
Well, keep in mind, too, not only will you have an incredibly good incumbent Hall of Famer at left guard next to whatever left tackle wins the job,
right?
You're going to be in 12 personnel. You're going to be in 13 personnel. If Shorty had it his way, you'd be in 14 personnel. So this left tackle's not going to be out on an island asked to stop Micah Parsons every play. He's going to have his help. It's going to be a scheme where the head coach is going to dial it up and put his players in the best position to win. And it's no disrespect to anyone. I think it's very objective to say the left tackle position is by far the weakest on the Chicago Bears roster, depending on how you view your center. It is what it is, man. Again, that's just my opinion. I've opened up a chat poll. The 4 guys on the roster right now, the names anyway, you know, you could go out, you could go make a trade, you could do this, that, the other, but of what's in-house right now, you work with what you have. Who do you want to be the starting left tackle? If you guys want your opinion to be known, go ahead and vote on that chat poll. So
who do you want, or who do you think?
I guess who do you think is the perfect way to phrase it, because the question specifically exactly states the Bears starting left tackle in week 1 will be ... And then I present you with the 4 options.
Jesus, scrolling through them. Arlie, 30. Go ahead, Pete.
No, I mean, I just was going to comment. I mean, I think it's Ben Johnson's way that necessarily who starts the season doesn't necessarily going to be the one who really takes the bulk of it. So whereas Braxton may start, I give you that. I don't know if he'll be able to hold on to it.
That's a very objective and fair point as well. But to me, I feel like that situation really applies to the rookies, where let's say the Bears, and this for all intents and purposes is the Ozzy Trapillo conversation. Is Ozzy Trapillo better than Braxton Jones? I think we can effectively say yes, but Ozzy Trapillo didn't start because Braxton Jones was the veteran and he got it by de facto, right? So you need someone to grab this job by the balls, and I hope that it's Braxton Jones, because from what I can look at, that seems to have the most positive outlook.
I don't know. I think I take a different approach. I think that Ozzy, when they tried to put him there at first, he wasn't ready. He obviously wasn't ready, and Braxton was playing better than he was. But I guess through practice, and that's the beautiful thing I'm liking about the situation. Through practice, Ozzy showed that he can handle it, and that's why he was able to give. He was then given another chance and replaced Braxton. So what I'm thinking is, again, that's why I'm not ruling out Karan, I guess, because if Karan has got his injury issues behind him, I mean, he has the length. He is 6'5" with 36-inch arms, if I'm remembering correctly. Nice size. So again, pause. So again, if he can actually do the job, learn what they're teaching him, I think he's a viable option, because I think he does anchor better than what Braxton do. I don't know. I don't feel confident that Braxton can ever get that fixed as far as his anchoring, because he's always had a bigger upper body compared to his legs. And when it comes to anchoring, that's where you anchor at, is through your legs, and his legs are just kind of small, in my opinion.
Let me tell you what the worst possible decision that the Chicago Bears could make regarding the left tackle. If they were to say, well, Joe Thuney, I want you to be my left tackle, you would be making a job-altering mistake. Ben Johnson could get himself fired if he signed off on that, in my opinion. That's such an asinine, awful move, in my opinion. And no shade for Shy Sun in the comment. Thank you for the comment. But Joe Thuney will only play left tackle in case of emergency. And I think that the playoff game was an emergency. That's why you went the route that you went. But no, Joe Thuney is literally a Hall of Famer. He is the inaugural Protector of the Year as a left guard. He makes the center better, and he will make whoever else is the left tackle. But please, by the grace of God, do not make Joe Thuney your starting left tackle. That would be awful.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good idea either. I mean, I think he can probably. Well, he's proven that he can do it. I don't want him to do it.
Correct.
Because I think Bradbury is a placeholder. Well, it's obvious he's a placeholder. How soon Logan Jones get in there and take that spot? I think it can be as soon as week 3. But do I think Bradbury start the season off as a center? Possibly. Just like Braxton did last year and was replaced by the rookie. So I think that'll happen here too. It just depends on how quick he can show being Logan. Is his name Logan Jones? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. It depends on how well he can show that he can lead that line. And having Thuney, to your point, Carl, having this Hall of Fame guard next to him, it speed his growth.
You don't even have to remember what Logan Jones's name is, PJ. Just remember him as 54. He's the new 54 in town, since that one old bald guy is no longer with the football team, huh?
Hey, he's not bald no more.
Yeah, I know. He's got all the billboards and everything, right? Chicago hairlines, whatever they call it, relacker nowadays, huh?
Yeah, his billboards are all over the place by me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah, whenever I go to Midway, that's or sorry, O'Hare. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You see Brian.
Mm-hmm. He's just up and down that street, whatever it is, highway. Anyway, I think that and this might be a hot take, this might be a stupid, crazy take. I could see Garrett Bradbury starting all 17 games for the Chicago Bears and going into the playoffs as a starter. I think that Logan Jones's time will come, and I'm trying to learn from my mistakes from last year. I know that Logan Jones was drafted highly, but the center position I think is a little bit more detailed when you compare to left tackle. I think that left tackle is very much about your technique and your fundamentals and doing the same thing over and over and over and doing it really well. The center has so much to process, and that's where we get into this really evil loop of talking about how upset I am with Drew Dahlman, because I listened to Caleb Williams talk to Max Crosby on the podcast and say, man, I got a beast of a center in Drew Dahlman. That's my goal, is to get on page with him so that we can do more at the line of scrimmage and be more efficient, yada, yada, yada. Breaking news from Adam Schefter, Drew Dahlman has retired. The most disheartening fucking shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And it pisses me off. And shout out to the Dahlman family. I'm sure your son made the correct choice. But moving on. I will be extremely patient with Logan Jones, even if that has to wait into the 2027 season, because if the head coach picked him, I know he's a damn good one.
Yeah. Logan Jones, everything I read on him, he was the most ready center coming out.
The general manager, Eric DeCosta or something of the Ravens, fully agrees with you, Foster.
Yeah, I know there's a few guys that do, but so anyways, like with that, I just see how even Ozzie, he was kind of thrown in the fire, but he was brought along, and that's the right way to do it. I mean, Peeps, think about it. How many rookies, 70s, 80s, how many rookies were thrown into the fire? It had to be a terrible team. If it was a good team, they were sitting there and learning maybe for a whole damn season.
Right.
Not all the first rounders, but development. So I would say no matter what, at some point in time, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, if he is starting, unless this dude just kills it in camp and kills it in the preseason. And there's no way of stopping it. Because I think you brought up money
coin.
before, Peach. You brought up money before, and I get it. They're gonna the guys that they're paying the money for, they better be on the damn field performing. But I don't see Ben Johnson putting up with that.
I think it's two sides of the coin, Foster. I think that if your starting center is Logan Jones, it's not only because Logan Jones has literally knocked the snout out of every player that he's come across, whether it's in a Bears uniform or not. I think that Bradbury would have to lose the job simultaneously. I think if Bradbury doesn't lose the job, it's his until he loses it.
I tend to think that too. Go ahead, Pete.
I think, though, that when you look at the two players, when you look at Bradbury and Jones, Bradbury is good with movement, good in the zone scheme, but he doesn't do a great job of handling the bigger defensive tackles. So if that becomes a big enough liability to where Jones can actually do that a lot better than what Bradbury can, because that was a lot of problems Bradbury had in Minnesota with that. So if he has that same problem here, I could see Logan taking over that spot. I think that'll be the key, how well he handles the bigger defensive tackles, because when I was watching Dahlman last year, he did a great job of being able to get in front of them and shield them off. He doesn't always overpower them. He didn't do that. He was just more about shielding them off to where the running back can hurry up and get through that hole and be able to have success that way. So I think that'd be the telltale sign how well he does that.
And again,
I want to throw this in real quick, Carl, before you go. My friends and family in Minnesota, they're Bears fans, but they're stuck seeing the Vikings stuff all the time. They have informed me that Lynch is better than what anybody's seen because he never really got on the field with Minnesota, and he was promising there. And Bradbury is not as good as what he was last year. And these are just from people in Minnesota giving me this information. So I'm not telling you to take it for what it is, but this is what I've been told by people who have seen these guys on a regular basis. So take that with a grain of salt, but that's information from within the state, people who follow and people who are forced to see.
And these comments are coming from Bears fans, Foster?
Yes. Well,
okay.
Bears fans it's a tricky line because they're friends or married to Vikings fans. So
here's
they're
the thing,
they're seeing what other Vikings fans are saying, and even some of the reporters. And if you're there, it's like, dude, have you you ever gone somewhere and like, especially with baseball, man? When I lived in Cincinnati, I could never hear nothing about the Cubs. It was every damn thing about the Reds all day long, and the Bengals in the fall. So it's just like Chicago. What do you hear about Minnesota or Detroit or Green Bay? Only the crap that they let you hear that maybe aggravates us or upsets us, or the players they picked up or shit like that. You don't get everything.
That goes perfectly to my point, where any sort of internal analysis, call it, from Vikings fans or those related to Vikings fans, the assessment of Garrett Bradbury has his draft status attached to that. He was the 18th overall pick. Yeah. He's supposed to be a roadblocker, right? He's supposed to be a future Hall of Famer, drafting a center 18th overall. So he didn't live up to that standard, and even if he's good, the Patriots clearly thought he was good enough. He helped them get to a Super Bowl. I'm not saying he's a Super Bowl caliber center, guys. I'm just saying when you evaluate that from a Vikings fan point of view, you'd be pissed off.
And added in the fact that Bradbury and Tooney played in college together.
That is something where, again, the left guard is going to make either of these centers better. There might be that special connection where, I'm not going to say he's going to resurrect Garrett Bradbury's career, but you might get the best football that Garrett Bradbury's ever had. Whether that's good or not, whether that's a Pro Bowl and all-pro level, I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah.
I think Tooney brings that. Anybody who's playing around him, every position, even right, he just makes everybody on that line better, in my opinion. Man.
The thing that really I've gravitated to, the thing that I've gravitated to in this conversation is that Logan Jones, whenever I've heard him talk about anything, he always finds a way to have an extremely positive comment about Garrett Bradbury. He says, these guys have been great, coaching staff, Garrett's been great, everyone calls him Garrett. I don't know. I'm not going to say because Logan Jones likes him that I think Bradbury should be the starting center, but there has to be some, is the term credence to that? I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire. I think that Garrett Bradbury is going to be your starting center week 1, no questions asked.
Probably.
It'll be a question essentially of, will he have the job after the bye week? And maybe I'll make that the chat poll right now. Will Garrett Bradbury be the starting center after the Chicago Bears bye week? Whenever that is, I can't remember it.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Carl. You bring that you know, the rookie is giving so much homage to the veteran. That's telling me that Bradbury is showing some type of leadership to where he has Logan looking up to him. But the other factor on the opposite side of that, or the con of that, is because Logan is already 24 years old or something like that. He's an older guy, so maybe they want to get him on the field sooner.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? I guess I could see it both ways. You know, you trade for Garrett Bradbury. I think it'd be stupid just to be like, oh, he's not the starter, let's just cut him. He'll be on the roster. He'll be a 53-man lock. No. But would Garrett Bradbury be okay with being – would the Bears be okay with trading for Bradbury and then just having him be depth the entire year? I wouldn't be surprised if the answer is yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Ben has shown that he will play the best guy, irregardless of draft status or whatever. He will play the best guy. So I foresee that happening.
Yeah, let the best man win, so to speak. Have a very unbiased evaluation of your roster. I think that's why Jade Walker is here and why Jade Walker caught a touchdown to take you to overtime against the Packers and then beat their sorry ass. Best player wins. You make decisions like that and you stay consistent with it. That's how you build a championship roster, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I know anything about that as it pertains to football. I never saw the Bears one. Just go to one.
Well, it's always about, building the competition because, players tend to know who the better player is. And when they see politics in their end and the lesser player gets more playing time, you start having division in the locker room. So when you foster an environment to where, hey, you create a environment where the best player wins. The players, respect it. They do. They respect that, and because that makes them want to work hard. Because they say, "Hey, if I work hard, I got an opportunity to be out there playing." And that's how you get the best out of players when they're giving their best.
Right. Yeah, that was my exact evaluation of it last year. Jade Walker does what he does. He had a decent performance against the Dolphins, but he was literally a folklore legend in that game against the Chiefs. Oh, he's undrafted. He was an undrafted free agent. I just don't want him on my roster. Well, pound sand, Ben Johnson, if that's the determination you make. So if Logan Jones forces your hand, so be it. I don't care. He's clearly the center of the future.
Yeah.
But you just everything's with balance.
That's what it comes down to. Balance and giving them the opportunity. And that's what players want, an opportunity.
And that's why Karan is getting his second team reps, because the coaches are awesome. They're going to give him the opportunity because he has all the physical tools. But when Karan's not on this 53-man roster, PJ, do not let me be the person to say I told you so.
Well, I mean, I can honestly say I feel comfortable with his coaching staff to where if he's not on this team, I'm comfortable that the other guys outplayed him. Because again, to me, I think a lot of the reason why Wills is not getting reps, he probably doesn't know the offense like Karan knows. So maybe that's why Karan getting the reps over him, because he's still yet learning. But I think as long as Karan stays healthy, he's getting his shot. And if he earns it, man, great. If he doesn't, I get it. I mean, but I really believe, that's why I said I'm confident in this coaching staff, and I wish we would have had this coaching staff sooner, to where more players could have got more fair shots, because I think they are giving players fair shots here. I really believe this coaching staff is doing that.
Yeah, and it's a good point about wanting that.
Ago.
Right. It's a good point about wanting that coaching staff earlier, and I know Ben Johnson talked about it in his opening presser, where he said that the continuity with the coaching staff is essentially is foreign. You don't really get that very often, so he called it special last year. The obvious turnover is Eric Bieniemy. Shout out to Eric Bieniemy and his family and his wife specifically, by the way. Hope that situation rectifies itself. Eric Bieniemy is the big loss, but he's not as big of a loss in the sense that he wasn't the true play. That wasn't even his job. You actually did lose your offensive coordinator by name as well. That's the other loss. He went to the Baltimore Ravens. Other than that, your staff's pretty much identical, which is fantastic. And I know it's very early to say something like this, but the Bears are almost able to have this farm system now, where a draft pick like Sam Roosh starts to make more sense, because you've got these tight ends that are solidified. You needed a blocking tight end. Why not take one that has the upside to, dare I say, supplant Cole Kmet in the future? I don't know if he'd ever be a starting tight end in the NFL. Potentially. I don't know. A guy like Xavier Thomas, third-round wide receiver. I don't need you to catch 100 passes for 1,000 yards, kid. I just need you to take this jet screen, twice a game to the house. And as time goes on, the Luther Burden effect. Okay, I can't even supplant this veteran wide receiver 3. Now I'm not only the slot receiver in a playoff push. The next year I'm trading away DJ Moore because I'm growing. So you don't get stuff like that with coaching turnover year after year after year. Doesn't happen. So if you have a consistency, that's where you can develop your roster and become a factory, so to speak.
I don't know. I'm apprehensive about the loss of Eric Bieniemy, simply because Eric has always had the reputation of being a hard coach, as far as being hard and demanding on his players. I don't know if this new running back coach will have that same, because I thought our running backs played better than expected last year. I did not expect
1,000%.
Yeah, I did not expect either one of them to do as well as they did.
1,000%.
And I think that's a lot to do with Eric. So I'm hoping that this new running back coach can carry that on, but I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm waiting to see.
Foster?
No, I mean, absolutely, the running backs, it was a better season than I think almost anyone anticipated. I did have very high hopes for Monongai going into the season. You guys saw it if you go back and look at the shows, and he exceeded my expectations. At times I was upset with that because there was times I was like, you've got Swift in. I know it's the beginning of the game or early in the game, but in certain situations, I think they should have had Monongai in there. I probably said it 20 times in the first 10 games, man. Yeah, maybe it's a little after that, but either way, so that's positive. The offense, I have very little concerns for the offense other than the statue of the left tackle. I mean, the defense is where I'm more concerned with anything. So, I don't know.
On paper, there's no obvious issues with the offense, which is really crazy to think about, right? Like you've got a tight end.
Go backwards.
Your tight end is a prime candidate to be the All-Pro tight end for the NFL, the best tight end in the NFL. He has a legitimate shot at that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to overblow and blow smoke up Roma Dunze's butt, but Luther Burden, I might. That's another player where similar skill set to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, 99 overall in Madden, not making as much money as a JSN, God forbid, but Luther Burden's got all the tools too, man. Those two are so special.
The Bears are going to have a problem when it comes to resigning these guys, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. It would take something serious to make Roma Dunze the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, right? Before you have to deal with Luther Burden and
well, even if you just give him a contract in the 20s, that's still a lot of money, given that you're going to have to pay all these other guys, man. I mean, that's what I said. Bears they're going to have some challenges here coming up, man. I must admit, they're going to have some challenges.
Yeah, it might be
they're preparing for it.
It might be an Eagles situation, right, where you've got your quarterback secured, and then you figure out the peripheral, so to speak, and then once those peripherals stop producing at the level that you need them to, flip them for an asset, a second-round pick, a first-round pick, whatever, figure it out. The salary cap is a myth. I've coined that term. It's real in the sense that you can't pay everyone. I admit that.
Yes.
Well, Carl. Okay, it may be a myth, but look at the teams. Look at what New Orleans has gone through forever. So I mean, there's some justification. You gotta pay the piper at some point if you're going to be doling out all this cash.
I'm not
saying Poles has done a good job of staying away from that.
I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to escape out of this situation that they've set up for themselves scot-free. I'm saying that they still have this elongated window.
But the Eagles, they're hitting on their draft picks. They're just taking everybody from Georgia, but they're hitting on their draft picks. Where look at what two veterans that were getting big money that they just got rid of. That Carter took the one guy's spot, and then there was two guys that was big money, and now they've got guys on rookie. All I'm saying is you've got to have that amount of look at last year was great because you and the rookie Manon guy and the rookie this and the rookie that. So I mean, even the announcers are talking about there's a lot of rookies on this Bears team that are playing Trapillo and Manon guy and Burden and so you've got to have that turnover of 2 to 4 guys consistently yearly to be able to pay the guys that matter, and the guys that you're drafting have to take up the slack, for lack of a better term. Okay, well, DJ's gone. He was our number one receiver. These guys all better step up a notch because technically Burden just took your place at a cost of, 128 of what DJ was making. So that's all I'm saying with that is I don't like teams get in this. Look what's going on with Cleveland because they paid him all that money, just one guy. And then with the Myles Garrett thing, now they've got the 2 salaries, so they ended up trading them. So there's things that we can avoid by being progressively active in the draft and having it. You got to have a decent draft every year. You got to get those first 2 or 3 guys right every year, man. You can't have this stuff. I look at all the Bears drafts and I'm going, what wasted pick? You could go down every year for 30 years, 40 years, then look at the picks and go, man, what were they thinking? They didn't take Warren Moon in the 9th round in 1978. I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, I think
man.
That's one of the issues I had with polls this past year was the fact that I thought, well, I know he tried to re-sign Byard. If to me, sign Byard, re-sign Byard, re-sign Brisker, and still draft a safety to where you can make that room stronger. Because I'm afraid that if Thieneman or um, Kobe Bryant, one of those two go down, we're going to be we're kind of thin at the safety.
Oh, injury.
Yes. Yes, and that's why I'm like,
it's not a pretty situation. I think that they've put safeguards in place in the sense that they might be able to get a little ways away with Cam Lewis playing 2 to 4 games at either position, to be honest. And same maybe goes with Elijah Hicks. Maybe Elijah Hicks is another player who could fill in for one of the two. If
right.
both go down, obviously you've got a monstrosity. You've got a massive mess that you probably wouldn't be able to overcome. An elongated injury to either of those,
and that's what I was
probably
worried
in a
about.
situation where you're looking for help.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about because I mean Brisker, I know he had injury history as well himself. So I'm like, if I would have had a 3-headed monster that is like starter quality at safety, I would feel a lot better to where if one was to happen to have a season injury ending injury, I could still feel confident. Whereas now I don't know if I have that because I mean I don't. I mean because my in an ideal world for me, Brisker and Byard would have been our starters. First rounder or a second round safety would have been drafted, and he would have been the third safety, ready to start. And when injury does happen, and or when if Byard gets too old and start falling off a cliff, got guy already replacement right in house.
Yeah, I do feel like the safety position is the running back of the defense, as per how the value of that position is perceived by NFL franchises. I think that when you draft a safety in the first round, that's something special. And I'm not saying the Bears reached. I mean, I think everyone in this chat, the panel would agree, Dylan Thieneman was destined to go to Minnesota at 18. The writing was on the wall there, and for whatever reason, they said no. And I think that the Bears are going to reap the rewards for quite a long time. Whether it's a 10, 15-year career from Dylan Thieneman, I don't know. But again, he's Harrison Smith 2.0. He's going to start from day one. Any sort of injury to a starter is going to be detrimental, so it's hard to just be like, oh, if he gets injured, you're screwed. Just one specific spot, because it applies to everyone, in my opinion. But I agree with you. I think that you could have made it work with Brisker, and I just don't know. It's like, yeah, how could you sign Kobe Bryant, who's going to be the Byard replacement, right? He's a free safety, so you need effectively a strong safety. Well, if you sign Brisker and then you draft Thieneman, it's a bit of a waste. It's a nice safeguard, but the only situation I could think of is you give Brisker the money, he starts. Once Thieneman earns the trust of the coaching staff, you trade Brisker. That would be good business. But I think if you would have held on to Brisker, he was your second-round pick, he'd be there for the long haul. It's a shame Shorty's not here because Brisker's probably the player who would have more of an injury concern for me with the concussions. I think that the concussions, the repeated concussions, is a lot more scary than a soft tissue injury that seems to keep rearing its ugly head from time to time. So
true. And I think with the money that Brisker signed for, $5 million, and the money that Byard signed for, $9 million, $14 million for two safeties, and then you still drafted one early in the first couple of rounds. I think I would have felt really, really good about that safety one. Whereas now, I mean, as far as defense goes, that's the position on defense I'm really kind of worried about.
The safety position?
Yes. Because of the lack of depth.
Yeah. I think that there's ways to survive a small something or other, so to speak. I think Elijah Hicks, I think that Cam Lewis could do the job temporarily, but again,
I agree.
elongated period of time, that's not a good outlook. And again, I think that right now on paper, the safety position is a lot stronger. I guess in theory, right? We don't know what Dylan Thieneman is. As much as I
We
always
don't.
say he's Harrison Smith, he's a rookie. He's very much unproven. I'm extremely hopeful. I'm elated that they drafted him, but on paper, that position is stronger than the cornerback position, all things considered. Jalen Johnson, great cornerback. He did not look good when he was out there because of that injury, that groin injury. Talk about recovery from an injury. We really need that groin to be fully good to go because he looked too slow. And
That's a tough injury, man.
You know for a fact LaFleur is going to have Jalen Watson running a go route on Jalen Johnson at some point, assuming that you don't scheme against that somehow. It's just going to happen. So the speed that we saw from Jalen Johnson last year, that is not good enough. We need a little bit better. When Jalen Johnson's right, he's the best secondary player we got. He's just not there right now. And the other cornerback position for the Bears is a toss-up. I like Tyreek Stevenson. Terrell Smith has something to him. Malik Muhammad has some good prowess to him as a draft pick. It's just, I don't know. I have more confidence in the safety position right now than I do the cornerback position.
I guess because we have so many safeties, I think that are capable. I mean, to your point, I can't say nothing that you haven't already said. I think that, with Malik, Terrell, Jalen, Tyreek, and Kyler, those are 5 good cornerbacks we have. I think, I mean, that's cool. I mean, because we normally play no more than 3 at a time. Whereas the safety position, I mean, I think the 2 starters or supposed starters that will come about, I think they'll do fine. I'm just thinking about what if an injury happens and it's a long injury, not just a short one.
Yeah.
Does Foster need one of us to pull him in, or can he do it himself?
Foster.
Oh.
No, sorry guys, I hurt my wrist and I was looking for. Here we fucking go.
What the fuck? He's frozen. This is awesome. This is amazing.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Am I still frozen?
No.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I had a problem with my wrist here.
Well, Foster,
shut up, Carl.
Why don't you give us your breakdown of the secondary, the way you see it, and then if we're running out of fuel here, I've got a slide that I prepared.
You guys were just talking about the safety position and injury, right? When I walked out, when I had to step aside.
Yeah.
I thought I heard part of that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do, and I think there's more to it involved that we know as regarding Byard and Brisker, but those are the moves they made.
Right.
Injury would be it's just like I said before, Peach. I'm like, oh, what do you do if a Dunze or Burden go down injury wise? Because now you don't have DJ Moore. But I still feel more comfortable having Walker sitting there, and there's somebody else on that practice squad. There's another wide receiver that, I mean, they've actually got more depth. They've got some depth at wide receiver. Well, Raymond's going to be, he's going to be, looks like wide receiver 3 right now.
Right.
But no, there's another guy. I brought him up. I can never remember his name, man.
In what position group?
Doesn't matter. Well, the wide receiver position. No, it's not. Wide receiver position. If somebody goes down, I feel more comfortable than if one of our safety goes down. Who's the next man up in that rotation? If, say, the rookie goes down, say Thieneman goes down, who's taking his place?
Again,
the kid we signed that Poles drafted a couple years ago. I got that attitude. I am that. What's his name?
I don't know if you're referring to Elijah Hicks right now.
Elijah Hicks.
Okay.
I'm just so who do we have that you feel really comfortable with that if one of those guys got hurt? Like I said, if Odunze gets hurt, I'm not as we just mentioned it, Carl. Walker could probably be slotted right in there, and it might not be the same, but you've seen what he's done. You've seen he can handle the responsibility of it. You look at the safety room. Who do we have that can handle the responsibility if one of those guys go down? God forbid both of them.
Cam Lewis from Buffalo is the player who I think is the designated hot fix at safety. It's just
agreed.
I'm being told through the grapevine, so to speak, that Cam Lewis is a master of none, jack of all trades type guy who probably could never reach the level of Kobe Bryant or Dylan Thieneman. So if Cam Lewis is asked to play more than half a season, you might need to reach out to another team for help if you are serious about winning football games, because it is a big hole to fix if one of the two on-paper starters right now were to go down for a long time.
You're proving the point. I see the scroll says it would be Hicks and Lewis, and that kind of proves my point. Unless Lewis, we kind of know exactly what he is. You just said it. I mean, Hicks, there's kind of an unknown thing there. We've got a small sample size. So I won't say unknown, but we have a smaller sample size than we would list. But I don't, like I said, if Odunze went down, I'd feel more comfortable with wide receiver than, say, Kobe Bryant goes down. Odunze is the number one receiver, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, your big safety, the big signing would be Kobe Bryant. So if somebody said, "Hey man, you're going to lose," it's either Odunze or Bryant for 6 or 7 weeks in the middle of the season, I would opt for Odunze. Who would you pick?
100%. I agree.
So I'm more concerned. Like I said, the offense, even with the left tackle thing. I just really want to see what these defensive tackles are going to be. Are they going to be? Is it going to be an upgrade over what we last year? Because it has to be. Because if it's like last year, we're not going to get 40 balls handed to us this year again. Do you think? Not handed, but interceptions, fumble recoveries. Yeah. We're not going to get 40 again.
Yeah,
that's too hard to just continuously do year after year, man.
Agreed.
That's a good question. If you want to say,
not 40.
You're answering the question before I've asked it, Foster. PJ, do you think the Bears can even get close to the number of takeaways they had last year? Even close?
I'm with Foster. I think top side would probably be 28, something like that. I don't think they would get.
Was the exact number 40 takeaways last year?
It's got to be close because I remember.
Was it 34?
They were playing. No, I thought they were playing the 49ers and they got number 34, number 35. I could be over, but it's close to it. They got some more after the Niners games.
33 total takeaways. 33 total takeaways. I was going to say 40 is insanity. Okay. But even 33 is literally 2 a game.
When did they play the 49ers?
Week 15, week 16.
So they never got any after that game then. So that's when they got their 33rd. That game was I actually went back and watched that game 3 times, PJ.
That's
that
literally
and the Rams
insanity.
Game.
Yeah. I agree with R. Lee. I would say there isn't a rat's ass chance. You'd be lucky to get half that. If you told me right now, if Dennis Allen's job description says, "Yep, you got it, Ben Johnson. I will take the ball away from the defense or from the offense once a game." I would take that every day, twice on Sunday, literally. 1 a game? Hell yeah, let's do it. He did 2 a game? That's crazy.
That's insane.
I think
I'm telling you, wait, sorry, Pete. I'm telling you, if you look, so I think in 14 games they got 33. Because they were at 33 in the Frisco game. I know that. Sorry, they said it so many times. Go ahead, Pete.
I don't know. I just think Al Harris had a big part to play in that. The way he is teaching his cornerbacks to be proactive as far as ball, takeaways. I think Al Harris has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And he's still here by the grace of God, if nothing else. So again, a player like Malik Muhammad, how much can he siphon from Al Harris? Because is Al Harris going to be here in 2027 if he has another comparable year to 2025?
Yeah,
he's going to be a DC man. He already had DC calls.
Yeah. He's building that resume for sure.
Yep. It's there
for sure.
Just imagine if this defense improves.
I think there's a direct.
I don't even know how the back end.
Answer.
I don't even know how his stuff can improve, man.
if the Bears offense even just stays exactly as it was in 2025 and the defense improves, you're winning multiple playoff games.
Well, I think
I don't know if you're winning all of them, but you're winning multiple. You'll win 2.
I think the thing with the offense is they just have to become more consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't have to come back every fourth quarter in order to pull out a murder. We got to become more consistent with the firepower that we have between the wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. We ought to be having comfortable leads for every game we play.
That's what I'm saying, right? That out of those, 8 comebacks from Caleb Williams? If he has 4 comebacks, and instead of 4 comebacks, they're 4 decisive victories, and maybe even one of those losses becomes a win because your defense improved.
Absolutely.
Look the heck out.
2 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them become wins.
Yeah.
We talked about this for years, man. How many returning players are on the offense? The continuity that's there. This is year 2 in the system.
Mm-hmm.
It should be at least, if it's not better, it should be more consistent. And if we go backwards from that, with pretty much how many guys are we replacing on the starting offense? There's 3 missing. Trapio, DJ, Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wait, who is the second name?
DJ.
Trapio.
And I'm going from the guys that we thought, coming to the end of the season. Okay, Trapio's going to be our left tackle now for 8 or 10 years. Everybody's saying it. You know what I'm saying? The bookends, man.
So, and you can even spin it to where your starting left tackle in 2025 might be the same as 2026.
Right, that's correct. So you can say there's only 2 guys, Zacchaeus and
Zacchaeus is the obvious one, and from Zacchaeus to the center. That's
DJ,
the big one.
And DJ,
that's the big one.
DJ. Those 3.
Well,
there's still 3.
You replace DJ with Luther Burden, and PJ put your earmuffs on. There's potential that it's a lateral move at the very latest with Luther Burden. So again, I think that Foster's consistency point is spot on. There's consistency in every pore of this offense.
Well, Carl, for every week for 2.5 years, Carl, PJ and I would talk about, we'd like to see more consistency, kind of new every freaking week. Especially, man, Peach, are we going to do it again this year? Nah, we shouldn't have to. I'd like to see some of these guys play together more than 7 plays for the entire preseason, man.
Right.
You remember 3 years of that crap?
Oh my goodness, bro.
We don't want to play anybody who's going to start, and we're not going to play them all together. Why? Sorry.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
And to your guys' point, the football team started out 0-2.
What's my other one, Peach? The first 4 games are the real preseason.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But because, to both of you guys' point, because we have so many returning starters, maybe they don't need to have as many reps in preseason games this year. Maybe they don't. As opposed to years past, you had such a big turnover, and then now you're trying to get them to work together, and they don't have that cohesiveness as of yet. So we'll see. I mean, right now, like I told you, I like what Ben Johnson is doing. I think he's doing it the right way. So I'm confident I'm confident in this team moving forward that, knock on wood, that we be able to be a consistent playoff team. And that's ultimately the goal. You want to have that consistency to where you can be spoken of like the 49ers and the Chiefs and the Ravens and teams like that, even the Buffalo Bills, to where you're consistently in the playoffs.
I absolutely do not want to be a Green Bay Packers, though, where you just go to the playoffs as your 9-8 wild card team and get bounced. That would be bad. I think that'd be counterproductive. So I like when you say the 49ers. Well, the Bengals, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be. You don't want to be.
Do nothing.
Complacency can be your enemy, though. If you get too complacent, that can be your enemy. And I think, Ben Johnson's personality, although it may rub me the wrong way sometimes, I'll be honest about it. His personality rubs me the wrong way sometimes. But
Ben Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the fact that he's seeking to be better, seeking to do more, he's constantly pressing. That's good. But, sometimes when you're being coached like that's hard on the player. I mean, that's hard because, sometimes you don't want to have to do this workout. You don't. And I get it. So, but that's just part of the business. I mean, I'm sure Vince Lombardi, a lot of his players didn't like him at the time. They probably liked him after, they were done playing with him. But while they was playing for him, they probably, man, this dude's just being too hard right now. So I get it.
Their stories, Peach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Bill Belichick, same way. I mean, a lot of players didn't like him. I mean, they can look back on it and talk about how good he was, but why you're going through it, even Bill Parcells, why you're going through it, it's hard. It's hard.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, are we hitting the end of the road here?
Yes, sir.
Are we running out of energy?
I agree. I gotta take care of some things yet. So
let me give you just the absolute most brief rundown, and then I'll let you guys say your truths. I'll throw on the screen kind of just some of the garbage that I collected from Twitter from guys like Brad Biggs, Sean Hammond, Courtney Cronin, just some tidbits that they had from essentially the first couple days of training camp, right? So Brad Biggs says that Cairo Santos, one of the most accurate kickers in Chicago Bears history, Adam Mason. Cairo Santos went 8 for 8 on field goals from 30 to 52 yards with snapper Luke Elkin and Bo Gardner rotating. So if you're interested in the long snapper situation there, you've got an even split, so to speak. There was a nifty diving catch by Colson Loveland and Devin Bush in tight coverage. With Devin Bush in tight coverage. Oh no, blue on blue crime. That's bad. That's bad. Anyway, it appears that Theo Benedict's only played right tackle. So again, tried to explain this earlier on Bear Down Sports, and I got chewed out for whatever reason. Theo Benedict simply does not have a chance at left tackle. I apologize to anyone who feels off put by that. I view Theo Benedict as a starter in the sense that he is the 6th offensive lineman, which in this Ben Johnson offense is prevalent, to say the least. Courtney Cronin writes, practice observations, rookie wide receiver Xavier Thomas is getting work in everywhere. First team, second team, third team, kickoff return. Best catch of the day, today, July 30th. Came from Cleve Raymond on a deep ball on 11-on-11 and went for 52 yards for a touchdown. Cam Lewis, everyone's favorite not Nickelback from Buffalo. He was getting reps at nickel with the 1s. Jedrick Wills was at left tackle with the 2s, Karan Amagaji with the 3s, and I told you earlier that Jedrick Wills got a rep, at the very least one rep, if not a series, at left tackle with the 1s. They rotated that group apparently on Wednesday as well. Kyle Monangai was MIA today. Whoop-de-doo, he'll be just fine. Sean Hammond writes that Cam Lewis and Jalen Jones played at nickel with the 1s to kind of piggyback off of Courtney Cronin there. Cleve Raymond, another name that keeps popping up from another reporter. Sam Roush got a bunch of reps with the 1s. The sky is falling, gentlemen. The 3rd-round pick is starting for your football team. What a crazy thought. First team O is really operating smooth pre-snap, as Ben Johnson noted. God bless you, Caleb Williams. Jedrick Wills, Karan traded reps with the 2s. J.P. Richardson with some nice catches with the 3s.
That's what I was talking about. J.P. Richardson.
J.P. Richardson and Jade Walker, gentlemen, they came from the same batch. Undrafted free agents in 2025. J.P. Richardson still sticking around. He might only end up being the next version of Dane Sanzenbacher, but I think J.P. Richardson will find a way to do something. Hopefully, we'll see. And again, your fabled long snapper situation with Bo Gardner and Luke Elkin sharing reps evenly. Blah blah blah.
And then, if any of you guys missed it yesterday, Montez Sweat came off the pup list and is ready to go. So I don't know if you guys knew about that.
I hate to throw shade at Shorty, but Foster, you know that Montez Sweat chose to get injured, right? He chose that for himself. He woke up and he said, "Well, fuck, I'm choosing to be injured."
I don't care as long as he gets me 12 and a half sacks this year. As long as he gets me 12 and a half sacks this year and continues to play the one well and, 5 or 6 TFLs, I'm just, it's what's the middle of that defensive tackle? What are the defensive tackles going to do, man, to help Booker and Sweat?
Foster?
Yep.
Has Montez Sweat earned his money?
He did season 1. Season 2 was last year. He did get 10 sacks with all the crap that was going on when they were running all over us. And he was double teamed a lot until Booker started playing. So I don't know the numbers on it. It's just if you go back and you look at the season until Booker came back, they didn't have to really worry about anybody else because Jarrett wasn't healthy. So the guy who was getting the double teams the most would have been Sweat. And once Booker came back, that changed. So I still say they can get 25 sacks combined this season.
Yeah, Foster, I'm sorry. The answer to the question was yes. Montez Sweat has earned his money for the Chicago Bears. He's a good player. The second season was down, but we all know he played hurt the entire second half of that season at least. So overall, yeah, I would have to agree. I'm a guy who said, please, let's trade for him 6 or 10 months before we did. Ask BJ.
He did. While I was banging the table for the other guy.
He's still in New Orleans, huh?
Yeah. But, I think, with Kyler, as much grief as Kyler Gordon gets, and these are my final thoughts, with as much grief as Kyler Gordon gets, I think, last year was a bad year for him. He's really not missed a lot of games, but prior to last year, missed 3 his first year, 1 his second year, or 2 his third year, or something like that. Some small numbers like that. But yeah, last year he missed 14 games. So yeah, last year was the anomaly, not the norm. So I'm hoping for a bounce back year this year for him. Hopefully he does well, stays healthy, and man, show us all why we think him or consider him to be one of the best nickelbacks in the game.
Yeah, I think it's very fair to say that the Chicago Bears are better when Kyler Gordon's on the football field.
There you go.
That's my final thought.
Yeah.
Not that much. That's it. I'd really
no super chats?
Say hi to some of the people that I didn't even recognize some of these people that were in the chat tonight.
Spaghetti, motherfucker, spaghetti.
J-Rock, I think I might have seen that before. And then there was something 1962. Chai Sun 7119's been in here, but
yeah, all you guys in the chat, we want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Cliff Victoria, J-Rock. We have the scrolls. Scrolling down here.
Minister Charles Johnson.
Right. Official Chief Laterio.
Monte Rogers.
Right. Arlie 33498.
R. Lee put a lot of comments in the chat today, and I'm not very familiar with that name. So welcome in, buddy. I appreciate all the contributions in the chat. To all you guys.
Chisun 7119.
PJ, did you say thank you to the Scrolls for his contributions to chat today?
Always thank you.
I must have missed the scroll.
Thank you, the scrolls. Thank you.
Cliff Victoria.
You must have me blocked or something. I don't know.
Richard Colby, 1962.
It's a good year.
Shy Sun said, Loveland, #1. Yeah, that's right. That's
who's this, Carl?
Richard Colby.
You know what? Hold on. I'll pontificate in the absence of the host of the show.
Oh, don't be pulling a.
Is Richard Colby? Is Richard Colby? Is that a play on Dick Cheese? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing here, dude?
It was just a question. He had your name on there. It was just a question. Don't take me seriously. I don't want to know.
Got the Crooked Commish here.
Crooked Commish.
Yeah.
Crooked Commish.
Mr. Mayhem. Man. Mr. Reliable. Mr. Mayhem. Chad Speaker came in here too.
Yes, Chad Speaker hit us with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Chad.
Heidi was in here tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, Heidi.
Yes, she was.
Armando
Tony Boy.
and Patty Lara. I'm sure we said
yeah,
hello to
Armando
them.
and Patty Lara.
Yeah, Tony Boy was here.
Longhorn Jeff 8584. He said Carl too. What, does everybody know you, man?
Mr. Dick Cheese 1962 says, that's my real name, but I've been called that a few times. Oh, you poor soul.
I gotta love it, Richard. Gotta love it, man. You write that right on the screen. You gotta love it. Just saying it like it is, man.
So yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Thank you. I think it was Richard S. 3316 was here as well. So yes, all you guys, even Jason UK Bears was also here. Bearski popped in as well. So thank you all.
I wanted to give a special shout out to Paul.
Walt,
Walt, yes, for the step bomb. Thank you, Walt. Thank you.
Gotta touch out to Walt. See how him and the family.
Special shout out to
Speaker.
Mr. Paul. Paul was unfortunately abusing the ice houses. He was getting very animated in the chat. Shame on you, Paul. Shame on you. But Paul revamped the BCP intro. Apparently, I'll see what's going on with that. But anyway, it's revamped. We appreciate the work that you do, all the contributions. You're always popping in show, giving us your thoughts, your videos, whatever you got. So we appreciate the hell out of it.
Crap, Peach. I need to be revamped.
Revamped.
Mr. Mayhem.
I like you. I like you the way you are, Foster.
I was going to say, are you trying to ask Paul to spit shine your head? Like, what does revamped mean? What are we talking about, Foster?
All right, I need to regenerate. It's about that time. It's been a few hundred years.
You need some peptides, bud.
I just want to say for the record, though, J-Rock, I haven't converted nothing. I haven't converted.
Oh, no.
Maybe a couple of bonds or maybe some escrow money or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Nothing else, dude.
Golly.
TJ's living rent-free in everybody's minds.
Especially the scroll.
They're thinking about you, man. Your conversion.
Hey, Hey, I gotta say it. Hey, it is what it is.
I played Christ a couple times. No, actually, it was God. I played God a couple times.
Passion of the Christ 3 featuring Foster.
I hear they are making a Passion of the Christ 2, right?
I don't know. I thought they already did, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
no,
I think that joke was coined by Family Guy. Passion of the Christ 2, crucify this. Just a terrible joke. I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Hey, Richard, you can actually go and change your name on YouTube. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So just a heads up there. That's for anybody, because a lot of those names we know how they
I was
change.
born in 81. Oh. You don't have to dox ourselves here, gentlemen. It's okay.
As long as you're not one of my kids, we're fine. But that's possible.
Whoa.
Dang, Foster, you been creeping like that?
I didn't know that children were born from mustache rides, Foster. That's crazy.
I didn't know her name.
Crazy.
I didn't know her last name was Colby, and I kind of was a dick.
Oh Well,
Sorry, Richard, man. I gotta laugh. Dude. It's nice to see Peach laughing over there big time. Quiet.
Yeah, I didn't know her last name. I thought it was Kobe, though. But
it's been one adventure tonight, Peach. I tell you, when we started out, were we in the wilds? Or... I don't know. I was sleeping.
Man. Oh, the Scrolls was born in 81. Oh my goodness. I thought he was older than that. Okay. All right. What's that make him?
Always,
45?
Every week he's got the best line in chat. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is.
40?
Tony Moy gives him a run for his money. Don't
Yes, he
don't
does.
just crown
Yes,
him.
he
Don't
does.
crown him.
You know what?
You're
you're right. Yeah, Tony's. God, it's everybody. I freaking love the chat, man. I kid you not. I've gone back and turned the volume down on our shows and just tried to fast forward and read the chat shit because it's fucking the best. It's the best shit.
So that's why you're gonna moderate the British Bear shows on Tuesday, right? And interact with this chat even more on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. The British Bears.
I don't know.
Set your alarms. Call off your jobs.
45 is a good age. Scrolls is 45, so that's a good age.
Yeah.
I think I was in my prime at 45.
Wow.
Dude. Yeah.
Colt, 45.
Now I'm in somebody else's
That's,
prime. I just don't know whose it is.
Got a sip from the fountain of youth for the third time there, Foster.
Next week I'll look even younger. It's going to go backwards. It's going to go black or blonde. I don't know which one yet.
That's right. I keep forgetting you were a blonde there, Foster. I keep forgetting.
That was bad sometimes with the long hair, man. I had a guy, nice ass, and I turned around with the mustache and a cigarette. And he went, "Whoa!"
Come on, man.
Swear to God, did you freak out?
Come on, man.
I'm like, dude, you think these are like? I had a long sleeve shirt on and stuff, but I'm like, you still think my arms look? I look like I kind of stand tall because my back's fucked up, so I'm always standing up. I don't know.
What?
Men are pigs. I must have had a woman's ass at some point in my life. Good night, everybody.
Levante Rogers is only 30.
Clip that.
Golly, there's some young guys up in here. I appreciate you young whippersnappers joining us older guys. Foster rather. He's older. But yeah.
Yeah, Cliff was having sex at 5.
What the? Can I end the show yet? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Jesus.
They called Foster the blonde bomber back in 1907.
Final call.
What, no super chats?
The blonde bomber.
You like to stroke my pussy,
It was
darling.
hard getting in that outfit.
Quite.
I was quite the roller derby queen in the 70s. The blonde bomber. That was one of the roller queens.
Holy schmoly.
She kicked everybody's ass on the fucking roller derby. It's history. It's got to be somewhere on YouTube.
I truly love Foster. Foster makes me laugh. Foster, I appreciate you, bro. I really do, man. You make me laugh. Carl, you're getting there. You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, Carl. You're getting there.
The only reason God's got me here is to try and do the right thing daily and make you laugh at some point, because those are two of the things that we should all be doing.
Foster is just like giving you so much material. I'm telling you, he just gives you so much material.
You've been
a blonde bomber of 1907.
God damn.
Actually, Pete, it was 1916 during World War I. I invented aerial bombardment.
Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's when it came up. That's when it started. I started lofting grenades out of the freaking plane.
Lofting grenades.
Just because Well, they weren't really like grenades like you think of World War II and present, but what we had, man. Had to set the fucking timer and just drop it out of the plane. My long blonde hair flowing.
Man.
That fucking Red Baron, dude.
I'm telling you, man. Foster, man, I appreciate you.
Quite.
Guys in the chat, thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Carl, appreciate your efforts and your time and effort that you put in the show, making the graphics that you do, and as well as the polls. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you for the commentary. Foster, thank you, man, for finally waking up.
Someday I will.
I mean, you did wake up. I know you got to do your night. I know you got to do your nightly patrol and all. So thank you for waking up a little bit early to hop on the show.
Nightly patrol.
Hey, hey, that mustache doesn't get painted by itself. So hey, you got to do his nightly patrol there. I got it.
Yes, there's some rest time coming in here, man.
With that being said,
taking a week off. Good night, everyone.
My time here on the show, I might be going on my hiatus here pretty soon. So.
Yeah. What are we saying? Well, I mean, what are we saying? You don't need to give an answer if you don't want to. But like, are you here next week?
Well, he's got the season.
I may be here next week. I don't know yet because the guys are moving in. Oh yeah, I will be here next week. Maybe.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Did you just say I will be here next week? Damn.
But after that, that's it.
After that, practice starts, bro.
Well, maybe we can do some recording.
Yeah.
At your convenience.
I mean, I'm just spitballing here. I mean, what if PJ gave us like a 10-minute recording at the very least to use every Wednesday or sorry every Thursday as a commercial of sorts. 10 minutes of PJ's wisdom. Something.
A coaching tip.
Even 5, Page. Even 5.
That'd be incredible.
Man.
You could probably just record it on your phone and download it.
Whew. I'm still, man. I'm up against it, man. I'm still trying to recruit, bro. You know, our moving day is the 8th, so I'm still like, hey, man, you ain't signed with nobody yet. Let me holler at you.
Cliff Victoria writes, you guys need a hot female to replace PJ on hiatus. Views through the roof. Foster, what's your sis rep to? I had to try.
She's still looking for Chris. She's still looking for Chris Watts in some swamp.
So you're saying we're going to replace PJ with Chris Watts?
Oh no.
Sri Ram, where are you, Sri Ram?
Oh man.
Sri Ram, where are you, bro?
Here, I mean, we're 3 hours. We're 3 hours and 20 minutes into the show. I'm still looking for PJ. I'm still looking for Shorty to reach out to the big guys for this members only content. I mean, I'm gonna have to ask him about that because that'd be incredible.
I'm gonna have to get on that stuff, man.
Say that.
That's what I'm gonna have to get on that stuff. That's what I used to do. Like
you have to get on who?
Well, remember what the hell? What? Yeah. Good night, everybody.
We'll try and rectify the situation next week. Foster literally pulled the plug. I'm ending the stream. I'm unironically clicking end right now. We'll see you all next week. PJ, I hope for long beyond then as well. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Richard Colby.
Take yourselves until I see you again.
Dick Cheese 1962. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Goodbye, everyone.
Really, 1981. Cheese, Bears.
No, J-Rock, Dan, and Aldo do not do their show anymore. Bare Their Souls has been taken over by a whole new cast. And it's a fine production, but it's not Dan Aguirre. Good night, everyone.
We BCP, we BCP. We BCP.